So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am here with Donovan, a recovering Democrat Sadiq, and also known as the Black Yule Brenner and everything else you can think of. Like to say, giant welcome to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and we do share the link from time to time so that y'all can come on and give your opinion, whatever it is you want to say. All I ask is that I see your face. If I do not know you already, just to cut down on the madness, because sometimes people like to come up here and be silly. So, also, with that being said, we are going to be talking about the Color Purple remake. Has a lot of people talking, and we want to see why. Okay, and of course, we'll get into that. Hi, Michael. How you doing? You say you saw the movie yesterday. Okay, so I'm interested to know what you thought of it. I guess too from an Asian point of view. I mean, since it's a Black movie, Black America said, "Did you see the movie?" I did not see the movie, and I'll get into that as well. What else? And then, of course, we'll talk about anything else that is trending. Of course, it is the day after Christmas. It's also my daughter's birthday. She turned. I ain't gonna tell you how old she turned because she busting here and get on me. But nevertheless, it's her birthday. So anyway, Donovan.
Hey,
What's going
welcome,
on,
welcome,
brother?
welcome. You guys, it is Tuesday, the Demetra K show. We didn't do the other broadcast because Demetra and her daughter went to lunch and celebrating her birthday and all that good stuff. So that's great. Do us a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Let us know where you're listening to the program from. We would like to see the demographics of who is tuning into the Demetra K show. Also, do not forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app and News Channel org, and you can sign up. And that way we could talk about things like the color purple and the manosphere and what's wrong with the manosphere and what's wrong with the female sphere and all that other stuff the way we want to talk about it. Because there's some things I want to tell you about these women. I can't tell you right here. Also, remember that if you do donate, the content creator only gets 60% of what you donate. And it is Christmas time. And I know if you guys are like me, I'm very tight with my coin. I want to give 100% to the person that I'm donating it to, because Uncle Sam is too deep in my damn pockets here in California. So if you look at the bottom banner right there, we are scrolling. There's several ways you can donate to the content creator: Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. We don't mind the kind that rolls, but we really appreciate the kind that folds. So however you want to do that. So this is going to be a interesting topic. And again, thank you guys for tuning and rocking with us for the last couple of years. You guys have been doing that. We're entering a new year. New things are going to be happening. People are waking up, and we appreciate that. And it's not just because of Demetra K or myself and Philip Scott and all that. It's because of people like you who tune in and share this platform with your loved ones. So Color Purple, let's get into it. Let's see what these women have come up with now.
So anyway, so Black America, if I didn't already, how you doing? I know I addressed your comment. Let's see here. Troy, how you doing? OG, what's going on with you? So I'd like to know. This is made and produced by Black people. I think Steven Spielberg still has something to do with it as well. Of course, we know Oprah did. Oprah originally did not. She was her first acting role when it came out in the 80s. But this time she had something to do with it. I believe the stage play was also her production as well. Queen D, how you doing? And let's see here. All right. So I want to say right off the top, I'll forget my microphone's down there. Right off the top, that I did not see the movie. I don't think I'm going to go see the movie, only because I've seen the original one a copious amount of times. I also had the privilege to go to New York and see it when it was on Broadway in 2006. And so from what I understand, it's an adaptation of the stage play that just kind of brought it to the movie. But I will say that I saw a lot of people talking about it. Some people said they liked it, but a lot of people said that they didn't like it. And a lot of people said they didn't like it because it was a musical. There was too much singing. And I'm like, well, didn't you already know it was supposed to be a musical? I don't know. My daughter feels like it was not promoted enough to say that it was a musical. Maybe a lot of people went and saw it thinking it was just, another remake of the movie from the 80s, but nevertheless, it was a musical. As I said, I saw it on Broadway and it was a musical. So that's why I haven't gone to see it. But I wanted to give you guys a synopsis of what it's about. I looked, and this is what it said it's about. It says torn apart from her sister and her children. Seeley faces many hardships in life, including an abusive husband, with support from a sultry singer named Suge Avery, as well as her ground stepdaughter. Seeley ultimately finds extraordinary strength in the unbreakable bonds of a new kind of sisterhood. Okay, so that's what it says. This particular color purple is about. Kind of sounds like the same ones to me as well. Now I've heard the argument and conversation. Of course, we've had it on here copious amount of times about it being a feminist flick. I also heard there was some lesbian tropes, but it's been lesbian tropes in the movie and in the book. Even in the last movie, I don't know if it hinted to them being lesbian per se, but Suge and Seeley kissed. And that's when Seeley disclosed to Suge, well, it feels like when I'm with Mister, he's like hopping up, he's on me and he's going to the bathroom on me per se, right? Of course, y'all know that Mister got with Seeley when she was, I don't know, maybe 12, give or take, maybe a little older than that, a little older. He's a fully grown man and he had children of his own. And so that was kind of the only lesbian thing that I saw in the original movie. Of course, it talked about, I think, a little bit more detail in the book about lesbianism. But somebody I talked to today said that, some lesbian and stuff going on in there. Of course, as I said, a lot of people talking about it was, from a feminist standpoint. Of course, with none of the men in the movie being any good. So that was still kind of a thing in this movie. Of course, we know in the original movie that Mister, he was a doozy, and then Harpo, his son, was also a doozy as far as, tried to beat up Sophia, Oprah's character. And that didn't really work out too well for him. Of course, there's a lot of womanizing, the typical stuff in regards to how Black men are depicted in Hollywood. So that was kind of the criticism about the movie. As I said, some people said they liked it, didn't really say what they liked about it. A lot of people did not like the singing and stuff. But again, it baffles me because how do you not like the singing when it's clearly a musical? And that's what they do in musicals. So again, I haven't seen it. I don't know if I will see it. Just doesn't, I don't know. It has to be something I really want to see for me to go to the movies. And watching a remake of Color Purple is just not something. Then, of course, we heard Taraji P. Henson, talk about how she wasn't paid what she deserved and stuff. So it sounds like there were some problems in regards to behind the scenes with some of the actresses, Taraji being one of them. So I don't know. I just kind of want to see what you guys thought. If you saw the movie, Donovan, I know you haven't seen the movie yet, but what's your opinion? I'm going to jump into the comment section.
Well, I don't need to see the movie because I read the book, of course. This came out in the 80s when we were young, teenagers and stuff like that. And I've seen the movie, numerous times, just like anybody else in our age group. Everybody could basically recite that movie, the stars that are in it and all that other stuff. Oprah is a producer on this. Steven Spielberg and Amblin Entertainment, they are also producers on this, as well as Quincy Jones. So two of the primary players that originally brought this to screen are still involved and going to get their money off of that. I really think that the problem with the movie debuting, I don't know, if it's making its record numbers of what it's projected to make as the day goes on. But I do have a feeling Taraji P. Henson's revelation that she was underpaid had a little something to do with a little bit of the backlash that might be coming or has come a little bit in their expectations. Because, why do I say that, Demetra, is because Oprah, who always stays silent about, the bull crap she's involved in, she actually came out and made a statement in regards to how much she loves Taraji P. Henson. And they took a few photos and stuff like that because they were seeing the negative impact that her revelation kind of had, because people were in shock that she wasn't getting paid what she thought she was worth. So, maybe I'm wrong because I'm a man, but, people with sense would be kind of outraged. And I'm glad a lot of the younger women are waking up and saying, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Monique mentioned this a long time ago. It's bad enough men underpay women and Black men ain't shit and all this other stuff. But now you have a woman, a Black woman, a billionaire who also underpaid Black actors in a movie that she produced. And I'm not trying to indict Oprah, however you want to say it, but the fact of the matter is, when Tajari, and I felt bad for her, when she said she almost had to walk away from it, how much is Oprah paying these people? So, I think there's some truth to it. So hopefully the movie, for the newer age people, and it also, you guys remember this, when you see all these remakes being done, just like what Disney does and stuff, number one, it ruins the franchise. And just like Star Wars is ruined. I know they want to get these new, kids that never experienced it, because Dimitri, you got to admit, nobody will experience Star Wars or Jaws like we experienced it. Brand new movie, great storylines and all this stuff. Hollywood is out of ideas. When they're doing all of these remakes, they're out of ideas. They're done. So again, I want to hear what some of the ladies have to say in regards to it, because I don't think there's a right or wrong in it. But we always talk about pay inequality. Well, what the hell is going on now? You got a woman that is not paying her actors what they think they're worth.
Thank you, Urban Bake. And how you doing, by the way? So yeah, Oprah underpaid. I don't know if Oprah was, in charge of the paycheck. You said who was the studio?
It's still under Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment, and
Gotcha.
Quincy Jones is a producer as well.
Yeah, so I don't know how much Oprah would have had to do with it, but if she's a producer on it, I think she would know how much they're getting paid.
Well, let me cut you off real quick. Because Oprah is in charge or has the thing of the play, and this is the adaptation of the play, I would assume she has a lot of pull, because this is the play. This is not the movie or the screenplay. This is the play that Oprah pretty much had the gumption on. So I'm just speculating. I would think she would have more say so.
I mean, perhaps, but I do know, with the studio, I think they're the one that's actually writing the check. That's why I asked who was actually, who's actually over the movies, but don't quote me either. So it's not the first time Oprah has been implemented in not paying people with their worth. Of course, you guys know with Monique and Precious. Now, Oprah wasn't involved in the movie, but she got involved afterwards, after it got all the Oscar buzz and all that other stuff. And they wanted Monique to go promote the movie at the Cannes movie festival and all those things, or film festival rather. And Monique said, no, I can't do it for free, because she only got paid $50,000 to do the movie. And so Tyler Perry asked her, and Oprah asked her. And I remember it was a Lee Daniels movie. Originally, Lee Daniels had went to Monique saying, hey, Oprah and Tyler, they're kind of shunning me. They're not listening to me. They won't help. Will you help me? And that's when Monique said, yeah, I'll do it for a favor. You're my friend. So he only paid her $50,000. And after that, y'all know what happened with Precious. And then from that point, Oprah was involved on the blackballing. She was involved in the blackballing of Monique and all that. So my problem with Taraji now is Monique has been fighting that battle for years, up until recently, right? She started to get the ball rolling on her behalf. But Monique has been fighting that battle for a very long time. And I don't know, maybe I just didn't see it, but I never saw Taraji say, hey, Monique, I see you. I'm behind you 100%. I agree with you. Let's stand together, sisters. Let's, in fact, I saw a lot of other Black actresses talking crap about Monique. Oh, she's, bitter. Oh, she's hard to work with, and all these other things. And so it's like, now you agreed to work with Oprah, Steven, and all them, and let's keep it a buck. Steven is papered up, okay? Steven got money. Yeah, he's a billionaire, right? So it's Oprah. So I'm not sure how much Taraji got paid, but I heard somewhere where she says that she got paid the most she's gotten paid for a movie, which I kind of find hard to believe, by $150,000 or so. I know that with Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt, he got paid $10 million, and Taraji got $150,000. So, as I also saw recently, she fired her team. I guess maybe her agents and stuff, because she didn't get paid as much as she should have on Empire. Y'all know she played Cookie on Empire with Terrence Howard and all of them. So she just fired her team. And I also saw, which I said this, okay, I so 50 Cent need to put me on payroll. I said, 50 Cent, you know, he got a studio, so he's reaching out to Taraji and like, hey, come on over here, because you know 50 Cent just bought him a production studio in Louisiana. So he's actually doing the right thing, because he actually is one of the ones that put Monique back in the fold. He said, nah, Monique is she's a legend, and we're not going to throw her away. So he brought her on to BMF, which I don't care what y'all say is one of my favorite shows is BMF. So he brought her on. So he's starting to do that. But that's what should happen, right? All these people with studios, these black people, they should bring them over. Keep expecting white people to give you justice. They're not going to give you justice. And my thing is, Taraji, what you want us to do about it? You know, we're not making the money you making. What we supposed to do? Pick it with you? Like, what are we supposed to do actually? You know? But anyway, just kind of getting back into the movie. For those of y'all who saw it, I'd like to know your opinion on it. I'd like to put the link here in just a minute and get you guys' opinion. I want it to be brief. I don't need a whole, soliloquy, book report on the movie. Just tell me what you thought or whatever the case is. If you come up here, and of course, you can also put it in the comment section. Again, I have not seen the movie. It's not something I'm interested in seeing. I mean, if it comes on like Tubi or something, I don't know. Which I heard somebody said it should have been put on Tubi. I saw somebody say that. I was like, oh my God.
It's kind of like Coming to America, the newer version. Yeah, put that on Tubi. That was horrible.
Yeah, so something like that. I might watch it there, but So anyway, let me get into these comments really quick. Let's see who else came on here. Oh, okay, I want to address something. Quick, she say, and how you doing, by the way? They say, I didn't know Alice Walker had been married to a Jew. I think she came out. She also was a New Ager or Buddhist or something, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know what he was, but I know he was white. Alice Walker was married to a white man. So yeah, I guess that could kind of seem problematic as to the content of her book. Now, I don't know if she's ever dated black men. I would imagine she has, right? So I guess it could be problematic. You sleeping white and then you writing, those type of characters. But the other thing is this: it's not just Alice Walker who writes characters like that about black men. But let me ask y'all a question. Let me put my horns into my afro here. Play devil's advocate. Are y'all just as mad at the black men who write movies or produce movies that have black men in a negative light? Let's take, for example, 50 Cent, who I just said, I watch BMF. It's based off a true story of the Black Mafia family. Okay, so it's based off a true story. But Power was about Ghost, who was a real life bona fide killer, drug dealer, all that other stuff, right? And we see those roles a lot. So I'm just playing devil's advocate. Are y'all just as mad at the brothers for making black men look mad? Or, because I think this is it's a damn good question. Or are y'all just mad at the black women or the women who make black men look bad? Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna give you my short opinion. If black men are the head and the leaders and the way it was set up, if you believe in God and all that,
keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And all that other stuff, and you make the head of your nation look bad, everybody looks bad. Okay, so unfortunately, there are a lot more women out there that have husbands and support their husbands, and they play the roles and how God or whoever creates it, right? So when you make the leader looks bad, everybody else looks bad. Right now, Joe Biden is tripping all himself, falling asleep and whatever, and it's embarrassing to the United States. So I'm using that analogy. So yes, I would say yes, it looks bad when women write bad against men, and it also looks bad when men write against women. Either way it goes. Now, if you're a man and you're writing something in regards to men that we kind of deal with and something like that, it's not as bad. You see what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to live in this kumbaya world of, oh, everybody's great, everybody gets a participation trophy and all that other stuff. No. We're not doing that, okay? A lot of us on this platform did not grow up in the participation trophy era, because look at how these kids turn out when everybody's supposed to be winning. There's no point there's just no point in competing if everybody gets a trophy, right? So if a man is writing on men things and he writes the men things negatively, hey, it's not as bad. If a woman writes on women and it's a negative thing, it's not as bad, because that experience might be more in regards to women. Like me being a man, to speak as a man, I'm coming from a man's point of view, this man's point of view. Deanna, what is your take on it, and happy birthday to you?
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that you said it wasn't as bad if a man does it. That's what you said. Okay, I was just making sure that's what I heard. Okay, that's all I wanted. I was just sitting here till she came back. Okay.
Yes. Oh, well, again, tell us your break time. It is your birthday. Are we going to get your Cash App so we can put it out there, and maybe we can get a couple of thank yous and welcome to the world?
Send them all to Demetra K. She know my Cash App. She'll send them right along, right over. I filled them all anyway, so it's gonna come where it's supposed to come. But yeah, you can send yours to me.
Right. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
That was Demetra K's daughter. Yes, living her life. She's 26, I think, 24. I'm not exactly sure.
She said, period.
Period. Real quick, Demetra, I know you're not a comic book person like I am. Everybody, if you watch the movie The Marvels, the black girl in the movie, if you guys haven't followed the comic book, because I was a big comic book guy growing up, I had all the comic books. This is what the black Miss Marvel is supposed to look like. She had a long afro type thing. And if you guys know what the black Miss Marvel and the Marvel comics look like, give me a thumbs up and tell me if I'm correct or not.
I take your word for it. I don't even know who that is. Hello. And did you read the comments, or you just kind of was giving us okay, so back to you did?
No, I was giving my soliloquy.
Oh, okay. So all right, I'm because I told her to come listen so I can refute what you're saying. Okay, so let me just say hello to everybody. Gabrielle, how you doing? It says manufactured controversy, Taraji, Oprah, Whoopi, etc. And check out the super appropriate timing of controversy sells movies. Okay. Brother Samuel, how you doing? It says white balling. Yeah, that's what Monique said. It was white balling. Monique said Dr. Candace said she didn't like it because of too much singing as well, but it was a play, so what you can expect. A lot of singing, and I'm okay if they need to pay people. Yeah, they should. Absolutely. Yeah. And high average logical thinking. Yeah, it was a musical, which is kind of weird to me. Let's see here. So Ashley says Monique is my favorite. I love Monique too. One who cares how you doing. Yeah, let's get the lights up if we can. Urban Baker said it's time for these black actors to get their own production companies. I totally agree with you. It's like, and they have them, so it's like, why y'all keep wanting white acceptance? That's why I said one thing about 50 is he's like, come on, come work for me. He might talk about you like a dog if you get on his nerves, but Tanya, how you doing? Michael, you said I enjoyed the movie and I took some notes. I was surprised that two women were kissing each other in per. He says in the 1990s, LGBT was not common. The men learned to be abusive from white men. I will say this: I wasn't around in the 1990s.
Right. I just answered it as well. Okay. LGBTQ people have always been around since the inception of time. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah and all this other stuff that was going on if you're a biblical person. Gay people have always been around. It's just that they weren't outwardly with it.
Yeah, it has been around forever. There wasn't no social media, nothing like that to even really talk about it like that. Incredible, brother. How you doing? So there was a scene in the movie to where there was a black male saloon that did not allow women. Thought that was very strange. Okay, so it wasn't that way in the original movie or even in the play that I saw on Broadway. So Maybe.
Quick trivia. Who played the piano player in the Color Purple movie in the Juke Joint?
What's the name? TK.
Close, but not. You're not there yet. Who's in the Matrix?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne.
It was Lawrence Fishburne. Because there was a few people actually that was kind of, not well known at the time. Remake says there's so much uplifting Black literature Oprah could pick from. We did not need to see this movie again. Well, we done with Oprah and her literature because y'all remember she did Beloved. That movie was weird. That movie was so weird.
and a lot of people don't understand another reason why that movie was not very popular, because Danny Glover was so hated from The Color Purple, and he is still it kind of affected his career because people, he landed that character, and you're a good actor when people still relate you to a character you played. Right.
So you're correct. You say a woman is writing the Power script, not 50. He has some part of it, but it is his show, okay? Power and all those shows belong to him, just like Oprah did not write The Color Purple, okay? Let's just keep it clear. She didn't write The Color Purple. So Donovan, you're saying it's not as bad, right? That was your whole take on it's not as bad, and I'm not to make you repeat it, but why did you say it wasn't as bad, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, what I'm saying is if I'm writing something on a man and it's in a negative connotation, I'm coming from an experience as a man. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard for me to talk about how a young woman grows up and and goes through the things of womanhood, and I'm not a woman. So that's what I mean by that. It's not as bad because I'm coming from a perspective as a man.
Got it. Okay. So I just asking. So a Black man could write or, put out stuff that's just as negative about Black men, but it's not as bad because it's a man.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, my experience would be a real experience from a man's point of view. My man's point of view. Do you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like if I'm writing about a woman, I don't know menstrual cycles. I don't know, the things that some things women go through. You see what I'm saying? So it would be really terrible for me to write on something I have no knowledge about.
And Naomi, I hope I said that right. You say, so if a woman writes the same truth as a man, it's okay for the man, but it's bad for the woman. I'm trying to understand too. Black America says, name something that makes Black women look bad. Give me a movie. Claudine.
I spit on your grave.
Claudine. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a positive depiction of a Black woman. Hell, there's a lot of, come on, man. I love me some Pam Grier, right? I love me some Pam Grier, but those movies weren't positive, okay? Most of the movies that Pam Grier was in the 70s, she was getting assaulted or, fighting, or they were stealing.
Wait. Bissonette.
Bissonette? That, okay? Bissonette. So, we could go on forever.
All you saw in that movie was booty clapping, going up and down, and head bobbing. That's all you saw in the movie.
But Lord Black America, he gonna say it was nothing wrong with that. The average logical thing is, says, I noticed that men will give other men a pass and women do the same toward women. I think it's natural to be biased toward your own gender. I get it sometimes. Yeah. Makes sense. Jeremy, how are you doing? You say, what the hell? Also, y'all talk about my daughter. So I thought that was Demetria. No. That was my daughter. Yeah, we hear that a lot. We look alike, but y'all, I'm telling you, if y'all saw her daddy, I'm like, damn, she looked like her daddy.
If you guys saw Demetria's mom, you would think that they were twins.
I'm gonna say R12. How you doing, sis? Basically, y'all are saying don't support the musical play because it doesn't represent all pan Blacks inclusiveness. The fact she used mostly Americans and the ones who can actually sing. I missed out on that conversation, so I don't know if that's what was said. I didn't say that because, in fact, I don't know where everybody is from in the movie, so I didn't say that. I know there is a lot of conversation on the internet about certain actors or actresses playing American roles or whatever the case is. I will say that there's supposed to be a Marcus Garvey movie coming out, and what's his name? Winston Duke, I think is his name, something like that. he's going to be playing Marcus Garvey, and he's not from America. So I think they got it right with that one.
Well, I got another movie for Black America. I just put it in there. Players Club.
No, that was a positive depiction. True Mark, how you doing? It says, I'm sure that 50 has input on Power, but a Black woman writes those shows. Absolutely. Okay, so let me think of some other movies that Black men have written. I mean, come on, there's a lot of them, I would imagine. Can't think of them off the top of my head, but 50 is one that comes to mind. Okay, so let's see here. Hello there. You say hello, Queen Demetria and Donovan. Room Black first. Yes, indeed. Thank y'all for compliments on my daughter. Thank you. Don't tell her we look like sisters. She have a heart attack. No, we don't.
Well, yeah, you do. Again, we were in the Seychelles, and they're like, "Oh, you and your wife are here on a holiday with your mother-in-law."
I told you why, because you was acting like a child. Okay, you was acting a fool. Son of Earth, how you doing? He says, really, it's not their choice. White European Jews own the entertainment business. Either you write the way the executive suggests or accept the role or not. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I know a lot of people will not admit to that, but yeah, you know, I'm sure they want to write more admirable roles or whatever the case is, but that's true for the music industry as well. But the other thing is this: would we go see, you know, movies that are depicting us in a more positive light? I'm going to say no. We typically don't go see those movies, or one that, not even if it's a positive light, but one that's more uplifting. We don't go see those.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, Birth of a Nation. That movie tanked, and I thought that was one of the best movies I've seen. I like Nate Parker. I really do. I thought that was one of the best movies I've seen, but yet we know what happened with that. It was a whole, you know, propaganda behind tanking the movie, bringing up some stuff from 100,000 years ago that he was acquitted of, by the way. But we know what that was. They did not want Black people to go see that movie because they didn't want Black people to get ideas, and it was based off a true story. So, you know.
So let me ask you this question real quick, Demetria. I saw when all this was breaking loose, I saw a clip in regards to Viola Davis. She is supposed to be the Black Meryl Streep, and she also was talking about the pay inequality, to where they give her all of this praise, and yet they won't pay her in regards to the talent that she has. Well, what is your take on that, and if you're aware of it?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I was reading the comments.
In regards to Viola Davis, they say she's the Black Meryl Streep. She's got the Oscar, she's got the Emmy, she's got it all. She's done everything like that, but she says she is getting paid. It's bad enough women get paid half of what the men get paid. So she's saying in that industry, and she's saying Black women get a tenth of what a Meryl Streep would get, and so on, so on, and so forth. So what is your take on that? And nothing against Tajari and all the other Black actresses, but Viola Davis to me is right. She's very accomplished, but yet she is even saying that she doesn't get paid what her contemporaries get paid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a secret that Black people in general in Hollywood get paid far less than their white counterparts. You know, of course, Viola Davis is a very accomplished actress. And I think she's up there with Meryl Streep, but not saying anything about Viola, but Meryl Streep is, Meryl Streep is very accomplished, and she's been nominated for a whole lot of Oscars that she didn't win either, but as far as pay, yeah, of course it's that way. But again, why not just go and work for the Black studios? Because as I always say, Black people, we hold the talent to everything: athletics, music, movies, everything. We are the talent. If we take all that away, it's just like eating a mayonnaise sandwich over there, right? We bring all the talent over to where we are, and we actually go support that stuff. I mean, it's in the same vein of the HBCU conversations. Why don't we support HBCUs, but why do we support other colleges or whatever? So I get it. Al, how you doing? It says the Old Color Purple didn't win, not one Academy Award, and this relevant version here wasn't nominated for a Golden Globe. Yeah, I mean, for what it sounds like, a lot of people really just didn't like it. I saw some people said they fell asleep in the movie. Somebody told me yesterday that they fell asleep in the movie. So maybe it just wasn't that good. I don't know, but you're right. It did not in the 80s get nominated, or it didn't win or something.
Well, let me ask you this. I know Fantasia was also in the actual stage play. Do you think it could be possibly the casting? Because a lot of people don't really know a lot of the names other than like maybe a 2 or 3, that when I saw it, I'm thinking, okay, I know Tajari, I've heard of her, I've heard of Fantasia. I hadn't heard of the other people. So maybe it's the casting.
I mean, it could be. I just think too, been there, done that for a lot of people. A lot of people have seen and they've been there and they've done that with the movie. So they just kind of maybe don't want to see it again. I think that's kind of for me is what it is. Oh yeah, I see y'all. Al says Girls Trip. That was not a good depiction of Black women. I don't care what nobody say. Girls Trip was not a good depiction for Black women. Michael said, Demetri and Donovan understand why Black celebrities want to stay with them folks because they have ultimate amounts of power. Unlimited amounts of power, resources, and wealth to play Black celebrities, but they don't pay them. That's the thing. They're not getting paid, and they're all the talent. But yep, Girls Trip, Eve's Bayou. True Marguerite say Eve's Bayou. Yeah, it was. It's a lot of movies out there that depict Black women in a bad light. Monsters Ball. Halle Berry, she won an Oscar for that. So I don't think anybody could see that movie as that was a harrowing, experience or a movie. It wasn't. It was terrible. It was a good movie, but the script was terrible for what they had her doing and stuff. You know what I mean? Black America, quit playing. It said, who the hell is Claudine? When was the movie even made? During the Black Pimp era movie? So it was made during the 70s.
Who has seen it? Who has seen it?
I keep telling you, Black America, you a triple OG in these streets. You old enough to have even been at the original release of the movie, okay? So quit playing. You know what Claudine is. I ain't even gonna play with you today. True Market say Boys in the Hood depicted the sisters in a negative light. I would say that, yeah. Hoes gotta eat too.
Wait a minute. When you said go, him and what's the actor Regina King? You better take that to the stove.
Right. And thank y'all for saying happy birthday to my daughter. She's gotta have it. You know what though? And Dave, how you doing, by the way? Yeah, she's gotta have it, which is one of my favorite movies. I like the original movie, and I like the series that was on Netflix. It was 2 seasons, and they took it off. I wish they would bring it back. But yeah, Nola, darling, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, I don't think that was a negative movie. It was, and one thing about if you've never seen She's Gotta Have It, depending on your experiences in life, you're going to come at it and see it at a different aspect, right? So Demetri sees it one way, I see it another way. The way I saw the movie was, here's a woman who's sexually liberated and used 3 different men of personality that became, to her, one thing that she enjoyed of every one of those guys. Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, it showed sexual liberation of a woman. That's what I got out of the movie.
And just to keep it real, I went and saw Spike Lee. He was at a college in Riverside, and so he was at a symposium. He was speaking, asking questions. So I actually was able to ask him a question. I said, "Can you, explain what actually was behind you making She's Gotta Have It?" And he says just that it was a sexual liberation of women, because he said him and his homies was talking one day, and they were talking about how men, were doing the same things that Nola was doing. So he said it'd be interesting to make a movie about a woman doing it. And so that's why he did it. But I like that movie. As I saw it when I was a teenager, because that's when it first came out. I was probably, I don't know, teenager. I saw it from a different lens of, wow, she's kind of a 304, But as I got older and I watched it, I said, oh, okay, I get it. In her opinion, one man, she had, like you said, she had to put 3 dudes together to be satisfied. You know what I mean? They all brought something different. Mars, was a different cat. He's the street dude, the street or
Canada Terrell.
Yeah, and the other 2, yeah, they was, one was, going somewhere. He's an actor. Yeah, very pretentious. And the other one, he was more of a businessman, type of thing. So she
cornball. Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when that movie came out, I was overseas. So that movie was never going to come to the Armed Forces Network overseas. I was a teenager, just like you. And my mom brought it home for my brother and I to see. And that was the very first time that I see it. And I was looking at my mom like, well, and she insisted that we see the movie. And I was shocked, when I seen some of the love scenes and stuff. And I was like, my mom's letting me watch this? Oh my God. But then I understood what the movie was trying to depict.
know what your average logical thinker. I'm gonna let y'all have that one. Gary, how you doing? Losing Isaiah. Yeah, that was yeah. And Jungle Fever. You know, Halle Berry was a crackhead. I don't know. Losing Isaiah, yeah, wasn't she something along those lines? She lost her baby and all that.
Well, what about Boomerang? Robin Givens was an executive 304.
Listen, we gonna stop listening to Black America, okay? He the one that's got everybody proving him wrong. Jay, how you doing? Says, I'm so glad we're paying attention to these psyops and Hollywood movies. Yeah, you know what's so funny today? My mom, God rest her soul, she would always get mad at me because when I would watch movies or something like that, and I would see certain things, she'd be like, can't you just watch the movie? Why you always got to be reading between the lines? I said, I can't help it. I just noticed those things, right? So we should be like, I don't have a problem with being entertained. You know, I watch Beavis and Butthead from time to time. I was watching it the other day with my daughter. I was like, you got to get into these, you know, these Beavis and Butthead cartoons. So I like mindless entertainment, but then some things you really do have to pay attention to. Like, what are you really trying to do here? What are you trying to say to us that we're really not picking up on? So yeah, I was logical thinker. She's Got to Have It was a great series. I binge watched the first one. I was like, oh, this is really good. Yeah, how you doing? Say it's a no show. Okay. And Dave said, I hope and I enjoyed that. I'm trying to think what it was. I be talking so much, I'll be forgetting. Moni says, I'm surprised if Alice Walker even married a man, considering she's been practicing lesbian for over 45 years. Once they start dealing with the oppressor, their demeanor changes toward Black people. Yeah, I didn't know if she went that way, but it makes sense if she did. She's no longer here, by the way. She's passed on. Michael says, Demetri and Donovan, what would it take for Black celebrities to build their own Hollywood, moving to Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina? They have their own. Oh, okay. Is that her? They a lot of Black people have their own studios. They just need to, you know, do hire Black people, you know, make Black movies, which they're doing. And, you know, they all need to come on the same page, but they, you know, Massa, please give me a
Well, Demetri got her start on YouTube through my studio. I built in my garage.
Right. Exactly. Good old AFN. I don't know what that is. Hello, Easy E. How you doing?
See, this is why you're not getting your military benefits. Armed Forces Network, Armed Forces Network. You got to know these acronyms. See, when you go in front of the judge or the board, they're going to be like, okay, we want your benefits. They might throw those acronyms out of you. Armed Forces Network is what that stands for.
Got it. Black America, he says, when we was growing up, it was a lot of crackheads losing kids. True. Rebecca, how you doing? I am feeling well. How about yourself? Oh, yay! You got engaged. I love to hear stuff like that. Well, you know, congratulations on your engagement. I love it. Let us know when the wedding is or whatever. We can give you another congratulations and all of that. But yes, shout out to you and your fiance. Davey says, meeting Spike Lee. Yes. You know, Spike Lee has always kind of been on my bucket list of people. I've always loved Spike Lee. And I kind of want to kick myself because I was like, I should have really asked him about Red Hook Summer. What was going on with Red Hook Summer? I don't know if you guys saw Red Hook Summer. It was an awesome movie. It was weird. But it was about a pastor who, you know, did some terrible things. And I wanted to know really what was that a true story? I mean, it's a true story because we know it happens, but did he have any inside, you know, knowledge to that particular story? Red Hook Summer, really good movie. Kind of hard to watch though. Let's see here. Who else came on here? Oh, I got to the bottom. Buck Horse, how you doing? Said Vivica Independence Day. Did she have a bad role in Independence Day?
Well, she played a stripper.
Oh, yeah. Kill Bill. I'm just playing. I love Kill Bill. That movie goes hard. Okay, very violent, but I like Quentin Tarantino's movies. HKNYC, how you doing? It says bottom line, I'm gonna miss this mess. Where are you going? Where you going? Y'all want me to open up the link? I'm gonna open up the link. Don't come on here with no foolishness now. Don't come on here with the foolishness. So I'm going to put the link up to hear what y'all have to say, whether it's about the movie or y'all want to ask a question or something like that. Okay, the link. Hey, Norris, how you doing? Oh, shit. I mean, shoot. Sorry. I erased it.
The Book of Clarence, huh? I heard about that. Jay-Z is one of the producers. Okay.
I heard about it too, but I don't be hardly watching TV or nothing like that. Okay, the link is up here. Now, if I have not seen you on here before, if you just want to use your picture, show me your face before I bring you up to the big screen so I can make sure that there's no madness involved. Please and thank you. So yeah, Moni, you say both are just as bad, Donovan. When you think about it, we need to come out of stereotypical type of roles, but not to pay these types of people is wrong. Why not pay them since you're making money? Yeah, I just think that's kind of par for the course of Black Hollywood. I mean, anybody who studied anything about Black Hollywood, even back in the day, you know that they didn't get paid. Dorothy Dandridge talked about it. She says
casting couch.
Huh?
Casting couch.
Yeah, she said every time they went up for a role, whether it was a mammy or a maid or anything like that, she said this was her words. Those white boys expected us to drop our panties for them. And a lot of times they did, even just to play something, as small as a maid or something, So with the outing, if you will, of the Me Too movement, Harvey Weinstein and stuff, that stuff was going on even up until then, What you gonna do for it? And everybody who I imagine who works in Hollywood, they have these, dreams of being, making it big in Hollywood. So it's just kind of par for the course. Okay, I'll do it for a role or whatever. But Whoopi said something. I think a lot of people got mad. She said, well, you could have said no. When they said, hey, lay on a casting couch, you could have said no.
Right. And then you can't feed your family. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Blackballed.
Right.
Oh, they're difficult. When they see your headshots coming in. Oh, no.
And and it's really weird that Whoopi would say that, because it wasn't she the woman that danced around in blackface with Ted Danson?
Yeah, that was her husband at the time. She was married to him. There was the Friars Club when they were roasting her. He showed up in blackface and she had all 32 of her teeth showing, laughing, thought it was funny. Dwayne, how you doing? Where you been? He says, we men are good on the color purple. Foundational Black Americans are looking forward. Yes, of course, that movie is set in the 1900s. Like I said, I'm not interested in seeing the remake. I've seen it a million times, the original. Plus, I went to Broadway when it was in New York and saw it. So it was good. It was a musical, but I don't feel like I need to see it again.
Your mic, adjust your mic.
Is it making noise? Sorry. How about now?
Better.
Good.
Better.
I'm just trying to ask a question. Don't get the huffing and puffing. I just want to ask a question. All right. Okay.
How you doing?
You sighing. I'm trying to be nice. Every time I come up now, I've been trying to come to some kind of agreement with you.
I'm just messing with you. Golly, you don't know, little hardy.
I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive right now. The Color Purple just came out, and we about to lose another generation of black women. We're about to lose another one. I'm sensitive right now. I'm in my feelings about our heifers. Hello, Demetra. Hello, Donovan.
But before the Color Purple came out, y'all already said the women were lost. So what are we doing here? But go ahead.
So I don't care about the Color Purple. It's of no consequence. I have thoughts playing to see movies in that movie.
Wait, you're going in and out. You're going in and out. You're going in and out.
Oh my God! It's this damn Edward Air Force Base over here. Can you hear me? Hear me now, Donovan? Demetrius? Shit.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, but your mic was going in and out, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't get a response. I
was on mute. But yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so that's bad thing that I'm playing the.
Yeah, you might need to get somewhere and get stationary, brother, because you're going in and out. Come back. The ancestors, boy, y'all might not come when we need you, but you're always right on time, I swear, for God and all the disciples. I'm just playing Black America. I'm just giving you a hard time. Who else came on here? Oracle Deborah, how are you doing? Oh, here he come. GA, how you doing? Maine, what's going on with you? All right, Black America, you back?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got my 6-year-old on the phone, so she act like she called me 58,000 times a day now.
Oh,
yeah, she is. She's a bugaboo. She's a bugaboo. But I don't see the Catan stripper as a bad thing. For the image of Black women, we didn't even see anything, and then she married the hero of the movie. So that's almost a.
What movie? Because
that was Independence Day.
Oh.
That was Independence Day. Losing Isaiah. When we was growing up in the 80s and late, early, most of our cousins and aunties and stuff like that was crackheads. Like, we cannot deny things that were true. So it's kind of it's precious. You go to some neighborhoods right now, it's mothers and daughters living in that same exact situation that done been on Section 8 for 20 years. So I don't think saying something, I don't think is painting them in a bad light per se, because these are actual things that are true. That lady, Alice Walker, was that her name? Alice Walker? That wrote the book?
Yeah.
She actually said in an interview that those things that came were parts of her imagination. So we can't conflate the two things of a true story versus fictional things. We see these things in our hell. When my dad, we had a problem in my family. I had 3 or 4 different cousins living with us at one time because of my aunts and uncles being on drugs. So it's a huge difference between writing a depiction of someone looking bad and something that's an actual, historical or history thing.
Real quick, because I got 2 other people on here. Okay, let's stay up in that same vein, that same lane. You said that was actually some stuff that went on, right? It was some crackheads losing kids and all that other stuff, right? It was, referencing losing Isaiah. So can we also say that per The Color Purple, because I don't know if losing Isaiah was an actual story, although we know there's something like it, but could we also make that same argument with The Color Purple and said there was actually men who were doing that to women and young girls?
Were there people doing it, or was it the culture? See, that's what
that was,
hold on. Hold on 1 second, because we got to be real clear with it. We got to be concise.
Wait, brother, because whenever you ask me a question and I try to give it some background, it's a yes or no. So listen, I'm talking about the abuse in that movie. Is that somebody's story somewhere? And whether The Color Purple be fictional or not, is that somebody's story?
It probably could be somebody's story.
No, it ain't probably. All right, thank you for playing. We love you, Black America.
No. Do you actually know? Did that happen to your grandmother?
If it did, and she never told me about it.
Donovan, did it happen to your grandparents? See, that's what I'm saying. It for things like that, we've seen crackheads losing their children. We know crackheads that lost their life and gangbangers that lost their life.
I do know of people, men and women, who have been abused. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying, but then I don't. But let me go ahead and let Michael have it, and then I'm going to give it to GP because it's looking like he getting ready to go on a date or something, and we don't want him to be late. But thank you, Black America. Come back and see us again. Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
What? Your background. Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you guys doing today?
We're doing fine. So you saw the movie.
Yeah, that background in Donovan Sadiq's background is what I saw yesterday in that movie, and I was really surprised how a black father could just snatch a baby away after a woman got pregnant. That's what really surprised me. But anyways, I digress. So in that movie, I was taking down notes as I was watching yesterday, and I noticed that some of the men who were exercising control, autonomy, and leadership towards a woman, I noticed that it was a learned behavior that they learned during slavery from their white masters working the fields, and whereas women were being abused at the homes doing domestic work.
Okay. So let me ask you: did you like the movie?
Did I like the movie? I mean, it was my first time I saw the movie. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. It was not bad, but I was really surprised about when two ladies were, getting intimate in that movie. So that was what really surprised me. Overall, I liked the movie, but I think the movie was trying to send a message, to both groups, men and women of the same race. And it's true that yes, that some women, value to be independent entrepreneurs, but they do need men in their household. And I'm pretty sure Donovan can attest to what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for coming on up. I'm going to give it to GP. I'm going to drop you back down the comment section. Thank you.
All right, it was good.
Dang, you sound like you're on a chain gang or something, brother. What's all that? Did all your chains?
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Well, then I'm going to be taking a break from social media and dating for a while because I'm going to reform myself to get up to par with the standards of level-headed, seasoned women like you. But then there's 3 things I need to work on. It's going to be under 10 minutes because I got a date. But then I wrote some stuff down I need to work on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought you said you was abstaining from dating.
Well, the thing is, I said I was abstaining from non-protected intercourse.
Oh.
But the thing is, I must abstain from dating completely until I reform myself.
Got you.
But there's 3 things I need to work on. I need to stop cursing excessively in conversation because stuff like this make me uncomfortable when I'm not excessively cursing in conversation with people. So I have to mentally train my mind to get comfortable with talking normal instead of cursing. It's not that I was raised like that, but people who were raised like that always gravitate to me and want to be my friend. And I naturally picked up the habit somewhere between the time I was 13 and 14. And number 2, I need to become comfortable dressing in business attire instead of dressing like this all the time. Because a woman contacted me on Instagram, she called into my videos talking about what I was like in 40 through 55-year-old women. She told me to go to the mall and talk to different older women dressed in business attire. It actually worked. I got 5 out of the 7 numbers of older women I hit on. 2 of them who didn't give me their number told me that if they were single, they would have given me their number. But the problem is I was uncomfortable dressing like that. Number 3, I need to find a way that is more mature to deal with stress rather than regressing to a childlike mindset and watching cartoons to deal with stress. Kind of a level-headed, seasoned woman wouldn't want a man who deals with stress by regressing to a childlike mental space and behavior pattern watching cartoons. And number 4, I would have to become more financially responsible. Like I said before, I'm relying on auto pay to keep this roof over my head, because if I see something in the store when I'm grocery shopping, there's a Target and Walmart near my place, and sometimes something in electronics will catch my eye, and then the picture of it will be cemented into my mind if I don't buy it. And then I won't be able to stop thinking about it until I go back and buy it. So I'm relying on auto pay. But I know what you said last time, that since you were more than twice my age, you didn't want me. I'll view it this way. I may be young enough to be your son, but me being of legal age, that makes me also old enough to be your boyfriend and maybe your future husband.
I mean,
But I'm willing to put in the work on myself to make myself up to par with your standards. If I do the work on myself for these next few months and become more manly instead of acting like a child like I have been, can I go on a date with you? You picking the time and place, I'll pay for everything, and I'll even bring you flowers.
you know what? Again,
You gotta have 6 figures. You gotta be this and have the car and the Mercedes. You get with me.
I'm not gonna reveal everything I got.
Now, you know, I ain't never said nothing like that. Donovan lying on me. Listen, as I said before, because I am so much more seasoned. You see these gray hairs? Look, I'm so much more seasoned than you. It's not you, it's me. How old do you say you were again?
24. But I've been through the ringer when my age. But
wait. I'm gonna put this to a stop right now, okay? Demetria, see, this is the problem. Age ain't but a number.
Don't make me hurt
Yes.
today.
The brother came up to you correctly and whatever, and the first thing a lot of sisters do, oh well, you know, I'm older. No, nobody asked you your age. He's interested in you, whatever.
Hell.
Wait. You know, hey, he's just asking to go on a date. What's the big deal?
One day. I had like, exactly, that thing is, I had like a plan to make my next relationship go perfectly. It's like 3 dates first, and then if all 3 dates go well, then a relationship. And then the next time I'm in a relationship, the next woman going to have to date me for at least 1 year before any intimacy happens. So that way you get to know me long enough to know whether or not you see a long-term future with me. So I know you won't just be using me for that.
A young man that's willing to, you know, you could help mold and stuff, and maybe it does come into a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. But the minute of, you know, and what you women don't understand is when a man gets the courage, because I'm gonna tell you this. You guys know that I go down to the DR to fellowship and pray a lot. Down there, women come up to us. I mean, there is nothing to do with it. And I would sit there and I would tell people, this is Fantasy Island, because in the States, a woman that looked like that, I could not even approach. And this is the problem. Why can't I approach her? Because you guys shoot us down, and it affects our confidence. All he's asking for is a date, if it's possible. You know, why not? Why not?
That is 1 day. You pick the time and place. I'll pay for everything. And then I'll even bring you flowers.
I do like a good flower though, but let me tell you something. I feel like I have to, and this is this is not to young man you when I say this, young man. As I said, I'm flattered. I really am, okay? But I have nephews that are older than you, okay? And Donovan, listen, just because you like them 80, dumb, crippled, and crazy, okay? Back to what I was saying, okay? I am very flattered. And that brings me great joy. As I said, it puts a smile on my face. I just personally wouldn't feel right with such a young man such as yourself, okay? Now, I'm 52. I'm finna be 53 in April, okay? That's more than twice your age, you know?
You're right about that. But I noticed that there's a common misconception about my life for older women. A lot of people will say that if I did get with a 40 through 55-year-old woman and she turned 80, 90, or even over 100, that I'll most likely leave her, find her unattractive. That wouldn't be true, because as long as there is no negative change inside, if you remain the same person inside or become a better person inside over time, I'll stick with you till death do us part.
Do you want children?
No, because I wasn't always level-headed and calm and collected in the face of conflict. I had to start taking martial arts to learn discipline in order to have more self-control, because I was almost completely overtaken by darkness at one point in time when I didn't have self-control. And I don't want to procreate, because I don't want my past character traits to resurface in my DNA. I know I was a horrible person at one point in time. One thing that stuck with me from my old self, that it was one time I was in 6th grade, my math class, we had a substitute, she was Asian. And she looked at me, I was acting so bad, she looked at me and she said, "You're a demon child." And she had a terrified look in her eyes. My bad, I was acting.
Wow. Okay, well,
but I completely changed now. I
hear you, brother. I hear you. But listen, I'm gonna tell you, you're too young for me. You're too young.
Well, the thing is, I did go on a dating site, and to this day, I'm still getting hundreds of inboxes from other races of older women who found me attractive and who found the way I said I treated them attractive.
I didn't say you weren't attractive. You're a very nice-looking young man.
Thank you.
Hence the word "too young" for me.
Well, but the other races of women who were hitting me up on that dating site still continue to hit me up. They seem to like get the point that a good man is a good man regardless of whether he's younger or older than them.
I get it. For me personally, like I said, this is, because I don't know you, but there's nothing about you personally.
One thing, man, Jake, he said I don't get no thing. Young females often play all the time. Well, young females often play all the time, but I tell them no, because I don't trust them. Because they be trying to emulate Sexy Red, Sukihana, Cardi B, and all the rest of them. I want that type. I want a seasoned, level-headed type like you, Demetri. Well, I'm not the type to chase, but if a lesser seasoned woman does take me serious, I'll be willing to see what's up with her. The thing is, as long as I'm single, I'm still interested in you.
As I said too, I love and appreciate you dearly for that. You know how to make a old gal smile. Ooh, I never thought I'd say that about myself. But I do love and appreciate you for that. But you're too young for me.
All right, I understand.
What we gonna do? What would we watch on TV? I'm interested. What show would you have me sit next to you and watch?
Matlock.
Well, thing is, some people wouldn't suspect this of me, but sometimes I watch The Jeffersons, I watch Good Times, I watch Amen, I watch what's that other one? It was one called Living Single, and also In Living Color, the Jamie Foxx show, the Wayans Brothers. So I watch a lot of old school stuff because my parents were old. My mother was born in 1964, and my father was born in 1955.
Okay, so you have an older set of parents. Yeah, they're older than me. Okay, but I was gonna say too, there's nothing wrong with a man watching cartoons. I watch cartoons as well, so there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you're watching cartoons in lieu of doing some other stuff like handling business, then yeah, you might not want to watch cartoons as much. But right. I like watching cartoons.
But like I believe, what is the thing? I believe it's my obligation as a man to treat any woman like my queen, rather than my significant other. But this is the thing. This is what I mean when I say treat women like my queen. I said this before. I'll do all the housework for you. That means all the cooking. That means the cleaning. That means the laundry. That means the dishes after eating dinner. If we eat dinner at home that day, I'm going to take you out on dates every weekend, and me always paying for everything. And I'm going to hold your doors open for you. And if we not at a restaurant, we not sitting at a booth. If we sitting at a table, I'm going to pull your chair before you sit down. And lastly, most important thing, whenever you with me, I'm not going to let one moment pass where you don't feel like the world revolves around you. I know women my age don't appreciate men like that. That's why I'll go for seasoned women.
I hear you. But you know what? There's a lot of seasoned women who are watching this. And as I said to you once before, you got people like Donovan, that they like the younger women, the women in your age group. So there's a lot of seasoned women available because Donovan and them ain't going for the older women. So I'm sure there's a lot of older women out there, but like, word, okay. Trust me, there's a lot of older women who like the younger men, and not to be vulgar because you're younger than me, okay?
I'm
These
still a
older
grown
cats,
man at the end of the
these
day.
older cats, you're gonna get about 2 minutes, you know. But the younger men, the women know that. The older women know that, right? They know you're gonna blow this wig back. So they like that. So there might be somebody on here who's watching.
Can I put some 2 cents on that? I
Well,
hope everybody's watching it.
you. We didn't
No,
have
no, look. It never really mattered too much to me.
What?
That you were just too damn old for me.
For
All
real.
that really mattered was you were my girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Let's cut the crap. Let's cut the crap. Young man,
What's up?
this is your uncle. Cut this shit out, bro. You making us look bad you making yourself look bad as a young man. I mean, I like the ribbon of the Miss D. Don't get me wrong. It's funny to see that big old smile on her face. I love it. But you need practice. And I'm not talking about you need practice. Okay? Not with an older woman. You need to go and live your young life because you got so much of it ahead of you.
Well, thing is,
Play in your play. Exactly. Play in your field. Play in your field. Don't go to somebody else's field and play. Miss D is in the wrong lane for you. And yeah, you can like whatever you like, but please, you giving yourself a bad look. I mean, you come up here with all of the hip hop. I think I'm looking at the damn BET Awards. All of these chains and hats and shit you got going. Like, cut it out. All right,
well,
I'm going back down.
Thank you, Black America.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm just like an early 2000s rapper because I know that back in the early 2000s, rap was not filled with the LGBTQ agenda. That's why I just like rappers from the early 2000s rather than these modern day rappers.
Gotcha.
But go ahead, so I cut you off.
No, I'm gonna say, Brother Al, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing marvelous. What you got on the conversation?
Well, first, let me just excuse myself because being half white, this is the darkest I've ever been because I'm driving. So if you can't see my face, that's why.
No, well, you're black out anyway. We just see your voice, so
that's why. And I'll just say this about the color purple. So I went as my ghetto cousin would say yesterday night. And Donovan, I'm gonna tell your audience, don't go to a black movie the day it come out, because I went on what my grandmother used to call nigger night. And oh shit, them niggas was louder than the popcorn and that they were eating on.
I hate it.
So, I was like, what kind of shit is this? But anyway, let me tell you about the color purple. You'll enjoy it, but you'll get into the acting, and here they go with the motherfucking singing. Here they go with the singing. They're like, damn, what is this? This is a Broadway musical?
Didn't you know it was a musical?
I did, but damn. I did. I didn't want to see what Fred Sanford used to do when people were suspect, because they had some of that shit going on. They had that going on. I do like that they put in other actors, like the singer Her, Sierra was in it. Whoopi Goldberg played a cameo. Let's see. Dion Cole was in it. Tamala Mann was in it. David Allen Greer. He played the preacher, and I thought he was about to be like that preacher when he was on Martin. And so he was really funny. But it's a pretty good movie. Y'all enjoy it. But the next black movie, I'm telling you, Donovan, let your audience know. Don't go on nigger night. You better not go. And I got there early. And you know the good thing, Demetra, I did not see, and let me just go back and apologize. I did not see not one saggy pants. I didn't see not one bonnet. I guess the motherfuckers was in Walmart waiting for it to open so they can wear that stuff. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Donovan, just tell them don't go on nigger night. Y'all have a good night.
Well, you too. Thank you.
Demetria, I got one more
advice.
thing to say before I hop off, Demetria. Thing is, like, I know I got some work doing myself, but before I go, I gotta ask, what can I do for me to be boyfriend material for you? How can I work on myself to be boyfriend material? You overlook my age and
You
give me
got
a
to get at
chance.
least 20 more years on you.
Oh man,
You got to get at least 20 more years on your brother. At least 20 more years.
And with 20 more years, you wouldn't want her.
exactly. Because I want any woman I'm with, seasoned woman I get with, to look good for at least 20 years. For the first 20 years we together. Because that's why I want a maximum of 55. Because I know that black women be pushing 80 when they start to look old. I see black women in their 70s that look good.
Yeah, 20 more years, I'll be 72. I'll probably be ready for you then. Let me put my teeth in.
Oh no.
Or out. Let me stop. But anyway, young man, I mean GP. Yeah, I'm too old for you. I'm too old.
Well, I understand. Well, I'll say that I'm mentally more well-rounded than the average 24-year-old because I don't know why, but people who come close to me, who a lot of people come close to me, always feel comfortable telling me everything. When people vent to me about some messed up stuff they've been through, I listen, take it in as knowledge of what not to do in my life when somebody vents to me about a messed up experience. Right. So I'm mentally more equipped than the average 24-year-old.
I truly believe that you are, but I'm just saying, for me, I'm just too old for you. So,
Wait a minute. Do you not have a single daughter?
She's too old for you.
How old is she?
31.
What? That's just 7 years older than me. How is that too old?
She's too. I'm telling you, she would not date someone who's 24.
Well, let me look at this. Let me put it this way. I set a 6 fail limit for myself when I was a teenager. Failed at dating women my age 6 times, so I'm done with them. Because anything I fail at 6 times is not for me. I don't see a lot of black women in their 40s and 50s be having over 10 failed relationships with older men and still keep going for the same thing that never worked out over and over again. It's a simple concept. If I see the same thing for me not working over and over again, I'm going to try something different.
I feel you, brother. Well, you know what? I know that you said you were going on a date, and I'm sure she's much older. Maybe she will be the one for you.
Hopefully. But then, yeah, you're right about that.
Don't put out tonight. Okay?
I'm not. But I'm working on myself so I could be more eligible and more desirable for level-headed seasoned women like yourself. But I'm not the type to chase. But as long as I'm single, I'm still interested in you as long as I'm single. But if I'm taken off the market by somebody else, your chances that ship will sell.
Persistence pays off.
Listen, I'm going to keep that in mind.
All right. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to start heading to my day.
You too. Bye.
All right, y'all take it easy.
You know what? I'm going to give that brother some props. I'm going to give him some props.
I'm coming to California in a couple of weeks and I'm going
to give that brother some props because he put it out on the line, doing what he can do. Hey, it is what it is. Give him some props.
I did, yes, absolutely. Easy, where did you go? You was up here. Why did you leave? Hey, Rodney, how you doing? Let's see. Dwayne says, I'd rather talk about the kid being in heat than the Degenerate Color Purple movie. Yeah, And what else y'all want to talk about? We got about another 50 minutes here. What y'all want to talk about?
Well, since you're bringing it up.
Oh, God. Am I going to regret this?
Well, no.
Wait, hold on. Donovan, before you bring this up, y'all know on Boomerang, what's his name? Jeffrey Holder's character, when Eddie Murphy said, okay, fine, go ahead and make the commercial. And then he did the Strong J commercial and it was nuts, right? And cherries. That's Donovan. When I say, okay, what you want to talk about, he does a Jerry Holder. He's like goes all the way to the left. But anyway, what's on your mind, brother?
Okay. As we have heard, and it's really, really big on the wire right now, and I know a lot of the ladies have probably heard about it. Simone Biles' husband has said that men are the prize. And of course, the female hyena clan came after Simone Biles because they made it seem like the man was saying that he was above her and he should have known who she was and blah, 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 blah. So I want to know, Demetra, what is your take on that issue if you've been following it? And do you think that what he said was taken out of context, or is the man the prize? I mean, he is an NFL football player, and it seems to me Simone Biles, seeing the hyena clan with all these failed relationships all around her and from the beginnings that she comes from, she wants a successful relationship. And she's like saying, nope, not having it, not following it, gonna do my own thing.
So I think we spoke about this other day. I think it was more the interviewer's fault, because, and I saw that he kind of, did a video trying to explain people should watch the whole thing, but I think he set them up. He's the one that set that question up. So are you the prize and all of that? So it was the interviewer's fault. And as an interviewer, I think you should have a little bit more, you should be careful of the questions you ask, because he put that young man on the spot. I don't think that he answered that question to demean his wife, Simone. I just think that he was asked a question and he, rose to the challenge. But the guy who asked the questions, the podcast, The Pivot, I think that he's bogus for trying to back up off of it. Like, oh, y'all are tripping, which people are tripping on the internet. They are. But he needs to eat that, because he should have never asked that question. He's the one that sowed division on that moment. I'm saying he just sowed division in their relationship, but he sowed division in that moment on the podcast. And he seems like he's a lot older. So that was his fault. As far as Simone and Jonathan are concerned, I don't think they should pay attention to the internet. The internet don't pay their mortgage, not taking care of their child that they have together. The internet ain't hopping in the bed with them. See, I only care about people who I'm hopping in the bed with. At the moment, it ain't nobody but me, okay? I only care about the people I'm hopping in the bed with. I don't care about what other people say about what I'm doing, and they shouldn't care either. I get it. It's annoying. Simone had to tell them, are you enough? Are y'all done yet, right? Because basically what she's saying is, I'm not listening to none of y'all. Hey, Brother Reggie. But there's a lot of women now who are mad at her, calling her pick me and all this other stuff, because I guess she didn't do what Kiki did. Now, I've commented and said, y'all not going to be happy until Simone joins the single Black Mama Club. She's not interested in that, right? She loves her husband. They got their family together. He said what he said, whatever. She's not bothered by it. So it's like, what's the big deal here? And I would also say a lot of those women and some dudes who are mad about it, they the same ones that was talking about her hair being nappy too. So on one hand, they don't like her because her hair nappy, and on the other hand, they mad because she won't pack up her baby and leave her man. Anybody who's got a man or a woman, listen, ain't no drama going on in y'all relationship, I impress upon you to stay with them, because it's hard out there in them streets. So you want Simone out there in those streets, single with a baby, trying to get with like, why? What is she supposed to do with her man? So if I'm with Simone, I'm not paying y'all no attention. As I said, Simone probably, they live in Houston. I've seen some of these big giant houses. Sure, they sitting under the fireplace, on a bearskin rug together. And then they enjoying themselves. They're not listening to this nonsense on the internet. So that's my take on it. I don't think Simone is really bothered by it. The cat ladies of the internet is what I like to call them.
Yeah, and I like your take on that. And I think it needed to be said by a female, from a female's perspective, that can speak better on it than I can as a man, because I am a man, I'm with him. Yes, we are the prize. And it isn't about who makes more money. Ladies, and I'm not talking to our co-hosts here. You guys know who I'm talking to. Ladies, I've said it several times, and Demetra knows, and my co-hosts know, I'm not going to back down on it. We don't care about your degrees and your accomplishments. It does not matter, because if you are my wife and my spouse, I'm the one doing the mounting most of the time. I'm the one that's on top most of the time. Your degree does not make you better than your man. It just doesn't. And once you guys understand that, maybe you guys can stay in regular relationships. Because to me, it's almost like, Demetria, to me, these hyenas out here want to sabotage other people's relationships and have these people be as miserable as they are being single, and nobody's thinking about the children. It was Christmas just yesterday. I woke up yesterday and I woke up today, and the best sound that I have ever heard, and I look for it every year, is listening to my neighbor's children play in the cul-de-sac. Because for me, that brings back so many great memories when I was a child. And, after Christmas, you got your toys and you're showing off and all that other good stuff. I just wish more women would stand up about that and just say, look, we need more families. We need more men in the household. Stop with this BS. The same women that are complaining about Simone Biles' relationship that they're not in are the same people that follow the Sexy Reds and the Suki Bookies and whatever else is going on.
It's always Jermaine. Can I see your face before I bring you up to the big screen? And then you can blank it out if you want. Okay, I got you. You can blank it out if you want now. All right. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't mind me. I'm at work with my coworker. You can hear anything in the background. I just wanted to like acknowledge that it's kind of more about black men than it is about those
Okay,
two.
let me ask you a question. One question. Do you have something playing in the background?
Oh, hold on one second.
Let's get serious. Let's
Well,
get serious. Let's get serious and fall in love.
okay, yeah. So, is it
Okay, how you
better?
doing? Yep, we can hear you just
Okay.
fine.
So yeah, it's more about black men than it is about those two in a relationship, because I've seen so many different situations that are just like that. But it's usually white men, like Serena's husband. He didn't even respect tennis. Like, he didn't respect tennis. He didn't want to watch it. He demeaned her sport just like Jonathan did. You know what I mean? Like, uh, what's her name? Jodie Turner Smith. She had to propose to her husband. So, you know, no one really gets mad at that stuff until it's really a black man. So it's not. It really has nothing to do. It's a old pent up anger that they have towards black men. That's what it's really about. Nobody wants to admit it though.
So you're saying the black women are angry toward black men? Is that what you're saying in regards to dating white women?
Well, it's not even them us dating white women. It's their issue is they they don't keep the same energy when a white man does the same thing towards them. Like, there's a bunch of black women who married white men where they had to be the pursuer, and they had to pull them, like they were saying on the show. Like Tika Sumpter's husband, she pulled him, right? He's a white guy. She pulled him. He's unemployed, you know what I mean? And she's taking care of him. And they don't have a problem with it. Like, they're absolutely fine with it as long as it's a white guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I hear what you're saying. You said so. You're basically saying that some sisters, because not all, make an exception when a sister is with a white man. It's okay, opposed to it being the other way around. Yeah, I guess so. I concede that definitely. And like you said, isn't it Lupita now dating Jodie Turner's ex?
And people think he cheated because he cheated before with the Indian woman while he was with Jodie Turner. You know what I mean? So people think he cheated on Jodie Turner with Lupita because of the timing, right? So they're like sharing these dudes. You know what I mean? Like, so they are the prize to them, and it's okay when they're the prize. And black women are a pick me when they see us as the prize, but they always see white guys as the prize,
Um,
and no
and
one has a problem with it.
yeah, no, yeah, that's some sisters. But I will say this because I see a lot of men talking about y'all the prize. Y'all know that's a new thought. Kevin Samuels, I think, really put that in a lot of men's head that y'all the prize. I personally don't know a lot of men. Well, one of them, talk about they the prize. As I said, when I hear a man say he the prize, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Hey, beat face, Lay, how you doing? So I won't say what I'm thinking when I hear a man say he's the prize. Or maybe I will. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a new ideology that I've heard. I think that in a relationship, y'all should both be the prize, you know. But now that I hear these men talking about I'm the prize, I also hear my kitty cat hurt. You know, I want you to carry me over the threshold tonight, and you know, I'm just feeling it. That's what I hear when I hear men say that. So maybe I'm hearing it wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but this is a new thought. I've never heard a man up until the last couple of years say, I'm the prize.
Well, can I add to that? Okay, here's why men say we're the prize. Ladies, if you are dating and you're dating with purpose, what are you dating to do? To get married. You do not control marriage. Men do. That's just factual. You want the man to propose to you. Wait, this is why we say we're the prize, because your goal is to be married, just like our parents coming out of high school. The goal of most women back in the day was to get married. That premise has changed a bit with the feminist movement, but in general, most women's goal is to be an honest woman, which means get married. That's why we're the prize. When a woman proposes to a man, that's out of order. That is out of order, in my opinion. That's out of order. Men ask the women to get married. When it comes to relationships, a man asks the woman, hey, could you be my girlfriend? You know, we go together, whatever the deal is. That is why men say we are the prize.
Yeah, that's a so. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's a totally different subject. Like, as far as that whole topic, it really stems from a lot of sassy behavior online. Like, it's these most of these topics aren't brought up by men. It's in response, right? So if people come with that in response, it really doesn't come from a particular influencer online or whatever like that. It's usually this stuff comes on Twitter. You know what I mean? So like uh, that's where a lot of these things come from. Like if women would say they're the prize, the guy would come back like, no, we the prize. So this and that, this and that. You know what I mean? So I don't know how people want to look at it. Either way, it's a benefit to both sides. But I mean, if you want to look at it, I mean, men typically have the responsibility for the whole relationship. Is that the prize, or is it the prize because you get a helpmeet, which is what women were originally ordained to be? What do you consider the prize? You know what I mean? It could be a prize either way. What I was just talking about was in a lot of sisters' minds, only a white guy could be in a prize. That's what I was saying.
Not a lot of sisters. Them sisters y'all see on the internet or wherever, but I would guarantee you that it's not most sisters who think white men are the prize. It's just not the case, because we know, statistically speaking, more black men and women are married to each other than they are anybody else. So that's some women that that think the white man is better. I'm not one of those sisters. I've never been with one, so I can't tell you. But yeah, that's not all sisters. That's the sisters y'all see on the internet. And I'll be honest with you, I've seen black women proposing to black men as well. I've seen it. I saw one recently. As a lady talk about, I asked your mama if I could marry you. So has she asked me, could she marry my son? I'd be like, heifer, if you don't get up off of both of your rusty, dusty, crusty, ashy knees, and I didn't raise no son that would even allow you to propose to him in the first place. So we see that a lot, I guess, or enough to, be cringy. But yeah, so yeah, there's some sisters that think, white men are better, but we know that's not the case. Just like there's a lot of brothers who think white women are better, and we know that ain't the case either. And Common Man, I saw you say something about when the white men do stuff to white women, black women, they come running back to the brothers. I mean, white women take black men out of here all the time as well. So I think we're about even on that one. But I get what you're saying. Always, Jermaine.
I hear you on that.
Yeah. So
no, I definitely hear you on that. I just wanted to give the background. That's pretty much it.
No, I got you. But let me ask you, why is your name is always Jermaine? Are you a Jermaine Jackson fan?
Oh no, this was it was a, oh my god, I can't even say it online
Yeah,
where I
no,
got
no.
the name from.
It was a thing where a woman was blaming a man for her unaliving or doing something really,
Oh,
really bad.
got you.
Hey, am
Okay.
I correct
Yeah,
with that? Am I correct with that? Kind of. I didn't want to go like you said online.
yeah, you can't get too graphic, but yeah, she unalived her child, and she blamed the baby father for
Oh,
forcing
I think
her
I know what you're talking
to
about.
do it
Yeah.
in a sense. Yeah.
God.
So
Oh,
it was just a culmination of years of all of that blaming us. That was the peak of it. So I thought that was insane to say it's his fault because I guess he made you mad or something. So it's just a lack of accountability that we always discuss. So that's where I kind of got the name from. But it evolved
God.
into a lot more where that's,
Oh, I thought you was a Jermaine Jackson fan. I actually met Jermaine Jackson. I guess in person. That's the only way you meet him. I met him. Took pictures with him and everything. Very nice guy. Very soft spoken, and all of that.
yeah.
So
He had the best hair in my opinion. That's all I
yeah,
gotta say about it.
Yeah, taking his brother's wife and having kids with her.
right up your alley, huh, Donovan? Taking his brother's wife, huh? All right. Well, Jermaine, do you have anything else to add to the conversation?
No, I appreciate you and your show. I'll be watching you all the time, yo. Appreciate
I
it, yo.
I appreciate you as well. Come back and see us again.
All right, peace.
Bye bye. So Patty, you say I have to say I do consider my husband a prize. That's because he acts like the man of the house and does what God intended him to do. Plus, he treated me like a queen. Very good. Yeah. Like I said, I happen to think we both the prize. I ain't gonna be with somebody who will have me thinking he just the prize. Shoot, I know I'm a prize. We gonna both be the prize together. We're gonna be sitting up on the trophy shelf right together, hand in hand.
You know what, Demetra? I agree with you what you just said. But, ladies, you cannot be the prize if you let yourself go and gain 30, 40, 60 pounds and looking like Big Shirley. You do not become the prize after that. And men, same thing. You can't have that big old belly talking about I'm still the prize, whatever, because people like what they see. So what you do to get a person is what you should do to keep that person.
Well, I agree with that. However, after you have some children, your body might not bounce back all the way. And, when you get older, gravity going in one way or another. You work on that kind of stuff. That helps. But I think when you get married to somebody, eventually you're going to have to see past beauty. You ain't going to be, she ain't going to look 21 forever, because we could lose weight. Yes, we can. We could lose weight. We could do squats. We could do sit-ups. Can y'all grow hair back? Can y'all? I'm just asking questions, Can you look down and see your feet?
Sometimes, but here's the thing, though, and I disagree with you on one thing you just said. Usually, most of my friends that have been married for 40, 30, 40 years, when you're with somebody that long and at a younger age, you will always see them in the light that you met them, believe it or not. That is the way you see them. They will always look that way in your eye.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. If I'm 80 years old, you think I'm gonna look like I did when I was 20?
Well, of course not. But in my mind, you would. But you know what? At 80 years old, I wouldn't give a damn at that point.
I'm just saying, in my mind, when we was 21, you was blowing my back out, and now I can't even hardly get you to stay awake past good times. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, so can we concede something on both ends? Gloda ain't had a good scratching, since 20 years ago, but she ain't mad at you. But you mad at her because she got a church lady booty now. Now you mad.
She joined the big hat gang, and we get upset. We get upset.
Right. Oracle said a white girl married herself years ago, and Maya, she married herself. She said, the hell with these brothers, I'm going to marry myself.
Well, guess what? They married themselves, and I don't know what the rumor is with Maya, but I heard that she was an industry, whatever. I don't know if that's true. 50 Cent always throwing stuff out there, whatever. But yeah, when people do that, they've just given up on life because that isn't how life is supposed to be made. I mean, yeah, you're going to get kicked down, but you got to keep going on. You just can't just say, oh, well, I mean, come on. You're not going to be able to procreate. Maya's a beautiful woman, And unfortunately, she, just to say I will, have that feeling I will never have anybody, that's just not the thing, the mindset to have. There's somebody for everybody on this earth.
Don't ask me how you doing. He said, how his hair look up close like it's doing them pictures. Talk about Jermaine Jackson. Hey, real icy girl, how you doing? And your astrological thing says, oh, okay, so you're speaking to somebody. And easy. So yeah, I saw you having technical difficulties. It's okay. And Jay says, I'm glad they're ignoring everybody. Okay, trophy shelf. Yeah, we're gonna be trophying together. Okay, you the prize, I'm the prize. Yeah, Donovan, stop fat shaming people. Like I said, we can lose weight, but
wait a minute. I just answered that. We need to bring shame back to the community. When you have a typhoid red or hepatitis red running around as an agent destroying the community and all these other people we need to bring shame back. Some people are naturally big, but yes, we need to do that because that's the problem, because we don't have any shame. Anything goes. Anything goes. You're just going out with a bonnet in public. You're going out to the parent-teacher conference in your 304 uniform. Yes, let's bring shame back to the community.
I mean, I guess I just think that should come from home or people Like, I'm not gonna be in Walmart telling people, "Hey, girl, that bonnet is kind of dusty. Why you ain't calling me a hair day?" Because she might mollywop me all through aisle 6.
Well, let me know. I'll tell her. No problem.
Sure. Common Man says, "What you see ain't what that man sees at the beach." I get it, but you know what I'm saying? At some point, because listen, I always have to say this. Y'all brother folk, y'all act like y'all always are desired by us. Sometimes we look at y'all and be like, he gonna want to do something tonight. But I was gonna say suck it up, but sometimes we don't. You know what I mean? We're like, all right.
We are the prize because in the world there are more women than there are men.
He said,
we're the prize.
He says it's what y'all see, but y'all think we blind. Y'all don't think when y'all on top of us giving us that 2 minutes of fun, we don't be.
I'm not gonna respond.
I haven't dusted the ceiling fan in a while. Oh God, y'all think we always want to do that with y'all? Like we see y'all funky around the house and stuff like sometimes we're like, but we don't let y'all know that. We let y'all think y'all the apple of our eye and all of that. So I don't want y'all brothers to think that we always desire y'all. Sometimes we be at the grocery store. We see not 24 now, not GP young, but we see a young man who got his, muscles together and all that. And we fantasize like y'all do. So.
Well, since we're talking about Color Purple, there was a scene in the original movie where he said, "Hey, I've come here I want to marry your Nettie. Can't have Nettie, but you can have this other one over here. She's not fresh."
And then
remember in the scene, he was like, "Well, I never seen what the other one looked like." And then Celie comes out and he was like,
yeah. And a lot of y'all are a mister in that regards because y'all see some younger, you want to trade in Glow to Dean. But that young thing don't know how to season chicken. In fact, she can't even boil hot dog water, but y'all want her because she got a tighter body and then she can't cook. She don't want to do this. All she want to do is go to the mall and spend money. She got 50 weaves and wigs in the closet where she be clothes and all of that, right? So knock it off. We sometimes cringe at the sight of y'all too. Just want you to know that. Let's see. You say Maya's probably not in that season. Yeah, Maya probably been through a whole lot of stuff like, whoa, who gonna me better than me? And maybe that's why she married herself. All right, let's see. Your average logical thinker says, I saw a girl at the park today wearing a bonnet and pajamas walking with 2 fully clothed white girls. Get closer. It was actually a gay black boy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of men with bonnets on. I saw a man not too long ago with a bonnet on walking a poodle. I'm like, now the men are doing it. I guess that's our fault too, huh? It's the women's fault.
You guys are raising the men you don't like. I'm sorry. That's how it is.
Where they daddies at?
That doesn't matter. That's not an excuse to raise a horrible human being.
Nah. Because I'm gonna tell you
Doesn't
right
matter.
now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Back in the day, my brother Walter, he had a Ready for the World Jerry curl. Okay, and my dad didn't know it. Right, we hadn't seen my dad in a minute. My dad came to visit, and my dad said, "Where is the nearest barber shop?" Of course, Walter wanted to know why. He says, "Because you getting that cut off." He took him to the barbershop, cut the curl off, and Walter ain't had a curl since. And he was like in a 9th grader or something like that. But my dad was like, hell to the no. You're not walking around here with no Jerry curl. He thought that was very feminine. He went and got a bald head, and he had been bald head ever since. So when I say where the men, that's what I mean. You can't blame it all up on the women. Where the man at? If you because if you ain't around your son long enough to know this Negro's wearing a bonnet, that's your fault as a man.
Absolutely. Look, I agree with you, but you're taking it out of context. The person who has the child has the primary responsibility of doing and raising the child. Unfortunately, ladies, a lot of right now, even to the modern day, right now, we keep telling these young Sukianas and all these other girls that are influenced by these girls that Ray Ray, Pookie, and Nook Nook are not the guys to get with, but they want those men and they have children for those men, condemning themselves to a life of poverty. It is what it is. And that's how it is. We can spin it all we want. Yes, should the father be there? Yes, but what kind of father are you picking to have children with? That's the problem in our community.
But see, I'm gonna debunk your theory. I'm gonna use my daddy and my mom as an example. My mom and dad divorced, but he didn't drop the goddamn ball. And my daddy,
that's a different generation. Go ahead.
Nah, because you said Ray Ray and Pookie. So the point that I'm making is everybody ain't no Ray Ray and Pookie out there. Every man that has dropped the seed in a woman, and for whatever reason is not instrumental in the life of their child, is not a Ray Ray and Pookie. You got people who's sitting on the top floor at the penthouse that's working at the CEO as a CEO in the executive suite. You got pastors. You got a whole bunch of people from men from a different walks of life who have put a seed in a woman and walked off. It ain't just Ray Ray and Pookie. In fact, I would venture to say there's a lot of Ray Ray and Pookies that are involved in the life of their children. So as I said, my father, he saw something in my brother he did not like. And my mom was the primary parent, if you will. My dad being the non-custodial parent, he didn't say, well, hey, Brenda, do you mind? He didn't even ask. He said, get yourself in this car and let's go get this Jerry curl cut off, because I feel that it's effeminate for a man to wear his hair like that. And my brother did not say one word. He got his ass in the car and got his hair cut.
Right,
but live with us.
Right, but D, you're taking the context of a mother that understood her role and a father that's outside the home that understood his role. Not everybody does that. Now, fellas, the guys that are listening, you go and try to cut the hair of a child that is being raised by a woman today, and she will go ballistic on you. And you know that, Demetra.
All right, but let me turn it around on your brother. You talking about she picked a bad man. Why he didn't pick a woman that would listen to him?
Good point. And again, this is where we're at today. Not our parents' generation, not our grandparents' generation. We are here today where feminism tells women they don't need men. They do it on their own, which is bullshit, because you want child support, you want this, you want that, government assistance, whatever. Because if you're doing it on your own, you're doing it on your own without any assistance. This is where we're at today, not this generation, that generation, this generation. A little bit of our generation does it like our parents did it. Today, these younger parents and these younger mothers have bought into that. These younger dudes, they're where they're at. That's what I'm trying to say. We're antiquating apples and oranges.
I got you, but if Donovan gonna need some help tonight, I'm gonna put the link back up on here because I got a question for him. Okay, I'm gonna put the link here. Y'all want to come up here and try to help Donovan? On one side of y'all mouth. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the men. Okay, now Christmas Eve, I let you in Black America say whatever y'all want. I said, One side of y'all mouth. Y'all talk about how the black woman that she raising the child, she, all this, that, and the other. But then on the other side of your mouth, y'all talk about how statistics, y'all say what I'm trying to say, statistics the black man is more involved in the life of his child than any man in America, which is a fact. So if he's more involved in the life of his child, then how is he not have no say so? How is it all on the woman?
Let's see. We have Keke Palmer, who puts the man in a certain situation. I mean, there's all these examples of how the state goes against the man to where he can't have any say so. Again, right now, I have a son, right? That was predominantly raised by their mother, right? Okay. They're being raised by mom. I come back and say, I want this, what it is. Oh, no, you can't do that to my child. You know, I have to ask her, so to keep the peace, what I can do with my own child. Like I said, you had parents that understood their roles. We are dealing with a society now where they're trying to switch the roles. And that's the confusion that comes out. I'm not making excuses. I agree with you fundamentally with everything that you're saying. But unfortunately, the generation that we are dealing with is totally different. I'll even give you a better example. My mother was a widow. She was a widowed mother raising 2 children, since you want to go that generation. No help, nothing. Did it on her own. But yet she raised 2 alpha males. How did she raise them? Based on her father. That's what we're talking about. It's people that know what the goal is in regards to their children. You've got women now that are putting Venus and Serena beads in their young boys' hair. Even when I'm out there in Sassoon, I'm looking at these men that are 240 pounds, 6'3", 6'4". They got Serena and Venus Williams beads in their hair, which to me, this is just my opinion, which is effeminate, and they think there's nothing wrong with it. This is where we're at today.
And I ask, where they daddy at? Okay, because I know men who don't live with their baby or the baby mama, and they're very instrumental in the life of their child. I got a friend whose baby mama tried that. You know, oh, you can't see your child. He called me. I gave him the game. He took it to court, and the mediator and the judge agreed with everything he said. But ordinarily, a lot of men like to blame the woman. Oh, she won't let me, this, that, and the other. But as I always say, put the white man in her life like she putting it in yours. See, gone are the days of, well, she won't let me, or this, that, and the other. Take her to court. Put some paperwork on her. But, you know, and I'm not saying there's not any, and how you doing, Rick? I'm not saying there's not hard-headed women out there who this, that, the church. Listen, I know, okay? I know that there's women out there like that. But on one hand, the man can't say that we the leader, we the this, we the prize, we the this, but then you go talk about the woman won't let me do A, B, C, and D and blame it all on. You can't do that. Either it's true or it's not true. But as I said, you know, with my father, I can only just speak from what I've seen and the people I know. Matter of fact, he didn't even ask my mama. He said, where is the nearest barbershop? He didn't say, well, do you think I would wear the nearest barbershop? And my mother
understood your father's role. She understood that.
Well,
you know, and then historically, and I'm just going to do historically, I'm not making excuses. Historically, Black men do everything they can to avoid the unfair judicial system. When you sit, ladies, if you have sons, and I would strongly suggest you take a day out of your schedule when they're in their teens and go sit down in family court for the whole day, and you will see how the justice system does against men that are defenseless, that have no attorneys in family court, whatever. You know, I'm just saying I did that for my sons. But historically, Black men have done whatever they can to avoid the justice systems in this country because of it's unfair. It's not an excuse. It's just factually, it's always been that way. So I hear what you're saying, you know, about, you know, we need to put the same laws against them, whatever, because you know I do it. You know I do it. But not everybody has the resources to do that.
Because the resources. If you ain't got the resource, they'll give you a voucher, a waiver for free, so you can go and argue your case for free.
Sure, no, absolutely. But the state who says they don't represent the woman, they do represent the woman, unlimited. No, what I'm saying is a lot of us do not teach our sons, you know, how the system works. We just don't.
Who should teach the son how the system works?
Number one, the father. No, number one, the father. That's what I'm going to say, the father, because I taught my sons how the system works, and I wasn't in the home. But not everybody is as fortunate as us. It's as simple as that.
And I would say this to you too. Yeah, I know, especially in California, the system, you know, a lot of child support systems or whatever, courts seem to be a little bit more on the woman's side. But y'all listen to your homeboy say, man, I went to court and this happened. And then y'all don't show up. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've helped two men go and pencil whip the hell out of their baby mama. I helped them do it.
I told you stop bringing that up because she's watching the show and she's gonna, go ahead.
Donovan, but I helped two men do it because they too was like, well, nah, go put some paperwork on her ass. You know, the child is half of yours, but if you don't show up or then yeah, she's gonna win. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of women win because for one, men don't show up or they show up half cocked. Thinking, well, I'm gonna do that. Nah, bring your paperwork and fight like hell for your child. You fought like hell to make that child. You was a lot of oohing and eyeing and oh God and all this, snatch your soul when you was making a child. Would take it to court and snatch your soul up in there too. I'm just saying, like, I'm one of those people.
Amen.
But anybody who knows me know I love children. I don't care. I love children, and whether they mine or not. Okay, and I'm gonna fight for children, but I cannot. Keep for men and women. I hate when men and women make excuses, and I'm not saying this about you, Donovan, but make excuses for not really fighting for their children in every way, shape, and form. Because I am one of those people that believe that a child needs the mama and the daddy. I don't believe that, I'm gonna keep the child away from his father because I don't like him. He can leave you. It's all right for him to leave you, but don't make him leave his child too. Same thing for a man. Yeah, leave that woman, but don't leave your child. You can do one or the other.
Right. No, you don't have to say, me too, Don, because my kids, I let them have it. So, I'm not, I know what you're saying, but that really doesn't have nothing to do with me because, I'm fighting for my children. I was in the court system. I was the victim. Right.
I'm not saying it was you.
Right. But I was, I went through that battle. And the first thing that I tell young men all the time, the worst thing you can do for yourself, number one, you already screwed up because you put yourself in that position, is not show up for that damn court date. That's why, ladies, if you have sons, and again, I don't expect women to think about this stuff because the fathers should be teaching. And, for whatever reasons, they're not there or whatever. The point is, ladies, if you're listening to this broadcast and you have a son, an adolescent son or a teenage son, take one day out of your schedule and go down to the family court where you're at and sit there for the day so that they can see what do you say, Demetra? 2 minutes of pleasure will do to them for a lifetime.
And not only that, and J. Joe, how you doing? You say most of these dusty guys never wanted kids in the first place. And that's the thing too. If you don't want kids, and I say that all the time, hold on, because I feel like okay. If we've taken any science class, biology, when you stick the female part, the male part, because nowadays you got to really be clear, you stick the male part in the baby, right? That's kind of what it's for.
Mike.
Oh, it's in my. Hold on. When you start a baby, when you start plugging in parts together, you can start a baby, right? So if you don't want children, you need to say to yourself, well, having sex, that's kind of where you might have a child. But the problem is men and women don't want to do that. They don't want, oh, I ain't going to get pregnant. Oh, I ain't going to get her pregnant. Then when she say, hey, sucker, you about to be a daddy, then yeah, they don't want to be. So, I mean, you can really avoid all of that by just not participating in something that's going to cause you to, be in that situation. But again, that's making too much sense.
Right.
People would rather, get somebody pregnant, get pregnant by somebody they don't really want to be with, and then have to go to court in 18, 22 years of arguing back and forth when that's not me doing that. Instead of just doing what you're supposed to be doing. I don't like you like that. I'm not going to like you past this 2 minutes, gal. So I'm not going to get in the bed. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're not going to like the woman ask yourself, man, am I going to like her past this 2 minutes of fun? Probably not. So then why would you risk it and give her a baby for 18 to 22 years of financial responsibility. Why would you do that? Listen, a wise man once told me, it all feels the same when the lights go out. Okay? So what you getting from this woman you may not like, you could wait and get it from somebody you may like. But I don't never want to hear another man or woman complain about, oh, I got the wrong baby mama, the wrong baby daddy. Well, was they wrong when you was being treated like a trampoline?
You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred.
Yeah. You assume the risk. That's what I would say. If I was a judge in every court and they came before me, you assumed the risk, didn't you? What do you mean? Well, you knew if you hopped up and down on like a trampoline unprotected, it ain't even protection nowadays ain't 100%. You knew that you could create a child, didn't you? Well, I guess so. What you complaining for? And then the other way around too. I guarantee, well, I get why there's a child support system, but I guarantee you if there was some system to say, hey, y'all equally participated in the life of this child, then y'all equally need to be responsible, which is the child support system. But in our community, there's a saying, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. That's some real truth right there. That's real truth. Because the baby going to be hooked to me. I'm having a baby, right? The baby is part of my body. The man can get ghosts and I'll never see him again. So that's the kind of stuff that we need to really be teaching our children. Now, I know a lot of times people say stuff about me. I got a 31-year-old daughter. She don't have no children or nothing like that. And people always ask me, oh, you got any grandchildren yet? And I always say to them, don't ask me about no grandchildren before you ask me about a son-in-law. Because it's out of order for you to be asking me if I got some grandchildren. Do you care if I got a son-in-law? Or do you just care that my daughter's being treated like a trampoline, having all these illegitimate babies? No, we need to have a conversation about a son-in-law first.
And just like you, I don't have any grandkids, to my knowledge. And I'm telling you, my boys were traumatized. And you know what the sad thing about that, Dimitri, and I think I've told you this before, they were pissed that I took them down there to do that. But I'm the father. She shouldn't care whatever I do. And it was, to me, probably the best thing for them because I could only tell them about the birds and the bees and certain experiences, but when they see it for themselves, makes a difference. My oldest will be 32. My youngest will be 27. So again, I'm not a grandfather to my knowledge.
And Brogu, how you doing? Let me rewrite your sentence if I can. The justice system is totally biased against men. Men, be smart. Keep your dang-a-lang in your pants until you settle down to a good choice and you want to make her your wife, spend the rest of your life with her, raising your children. You say, this is coming from a guy who was not a passport bro, been happily married for 32 years. Those days are over. They're not over. They're not over. You know why? Because women need to start setting some demands out there. Men need to start having some expectations. Women, a man likes you. He wants to, get to know you. Let's keep the conversation up here. We're not talking below the neck. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know when me and you going to talk below the neck because the conversation we having above the neck, I need to make sure that's something I even want to talk to you about. So when we start doing those things, then we start building better relationships. But we get to talking about, yeah, you look good. Yeah, I look good. And, all this other stuff. And then we don't even know what's going on up here. Then you don't get to the happily 32 years of marriage. So we just need to start teaching those principles again. Men and women start having expectations and sticking by them. Like I said, from a woman's point of view, if you tell a man, oh, no, boo, you cute and everything, but there's things that I expect and he gets mad, good. You want to run him off. You don't want to lie and say, oh, that sounds good to me and it don't. You know what I mean? Then he jump up and down on you like a trampoline, give you a baby, and he gone anyway. You want to run that man off. That ain't your man. Same thing for the men. If, you say you got certain things you want from a woman, but you don't stick to it because she got a big old booty or whatever, and then you get hooked up with her,
I'm going to say this.
Sure.
I'm going to say this. We love dingbats, and we want problems always. And I'm saying that, men, because that's exactly how we sound. We are intelligent. We're supposed to be the leaders. The leader of a group or a battalion, whatever, you're not supposed to lead us into an ambush. You're supposed to be smarter than that. Yes, relationships don't always work out, whatever. And I agree with you, Demetra. Do not walk away from your child. A lot of you guys just say it's easier just to throw your hands up and hope for the best and whatever. But let me tell you guys something. In a country that is not supposed to be a debtor state, they're locking men up and not just men, parents up that aren't living up to their responsibilities. And you think it's going to get any easier? I don't think so.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know there's some cases of the parent, mom or dad, that's unreasonable, want a bunch of child support. Every time you buy a tennis shoe, they taking you back to court to get more money. So I get all that. But wouldn't it be easy to lock your thing up before they lock you up?
Well, usually by the time men realize that, it's too late.
I mean, I'm just saying.
The pullout game was a total failure.
Don't pull it in. Don't put it in the first place.
Again, by the time we figure it out, it's a little bit too late. And you know what? I know, ladies and our co-hosts there, you guys keep saying this. We are programmed to be dumb as hell so that the human race can continue on. That's just a flaw that we have. It just is. We want to mate. We want to mate. We want to mate. It just is. And as a man, I admit that.
But I think what I was trying to say too is if you shouldn't be making children and that you're not taking care of. You should take care of it. Yeah, if you don't want to be with the mama or the daddy or whatever, you still got a responsibility to that child. So I mean, you get locked up because you walked away from your responsibility. Everybody will tell you, most child support systems, they'll work with you. Hey, I got a couple bucks. I ain't making it all like that, but here, can I give you something until I get on my feet? Instead of just completely not, taking care of the child or paying for it. So I mean, it's like, I don't know.
Well, you also got to look at it both ways. Some of these simps got these mamas that are up there, not my baby. The relationship could probably have worked if the mamas and the parents didn't put their 2 cents in. Not my baby. He with her and whatever. I mean, you've got some moms out there that will defend their sons to no end. And that's where we're at. I mean, I see people that go to jail and they have children out here, but yet they make sure that they have enough money and stuff on their books so that they're comfortable in jail while their kids ain't got no shoes.
Yeah, and that's not right. And Moni said, Demetra, you finally can acknowledge that illegitimate is not the way to go. Although you still are not into the Bible, at least you got that part right. You should be married. Never have a child not married. Well, I tell you all the time, my child I was not married to her father. Was not married to her father. And whether people want to get married or not, I guess. I was 21 years old as well when I had my daughter. So I was young. But I'll tell you one thing, I took care of my daughter. Her father, he was there. He took care of her. We didn't stay together or whatever. So yeah, it's better to make a child within a union or whatever the case is. But Moni, I know you like to throw the Bible around a lot, but there's a lot of people who are married, throwing the Bible around, who doing all the stuff you talk about. Don't you think for a minute, sister, that there's not a pastor out there somewhere with an illegitimate child? Okay, so it's whatever. Thank you, Pop. I appreciate that. And Oracle says, I interned at family court. I saw what goes on. Yeah. I mean, I've been at family court a few times, trying to figure it out with my daughter's father, fighting over custody. Well, he was really fighting me. I wasn't fighting him. But yeah. And I think it is a good idea to have your children go see that. But I also think it's a good idea to just teach your children. Like I said, I have a daughter. She ain't got no kids because I taught her. Don't do what I did. It's easier to be with somebody you love. Y'all gonna stay together. Y'all committed to one another. And y'all have a child within that union. Because Walter talks about it a lot. He says, when you build something together, when you're married, it is harder to walk away from it, But I've never raised my daughter to be a baby mama. No shade to baby mamas. I was what you can call, a baby mama, I guess. I never raised my daughter to be that. Her father didn't raise her to be a baby mama. We raised her, to make sure that you settle down to a good choice. And I know, especially with this talk about the wall. A woman gets a certain age, she hitting the wall. You know, so my question is, would y'all want, not you, Donovan, I'm just saying in general, y'all want to force men and women into unions that they really don't want to be in because this fake ass wall has hit the internet, you know?
Yes. I think we should have arranged marriages. Yes, I did. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, but those are the things that we need to start teaching. Start teaching your children on first of all, as the minister says, self-respect. When you have self-respect, then you also demand respect. But if you don't respect yourself, then you're not going to know how to demand it from other people. As I said, if you talking to somebody and they, I don't know about all that, well, girl, I can't wait. And you know, all that time to get to know you. I'm trying to right now. You say, oh, I'm sorry. We wasn't even having that conversation. But since you feel that way, bye. You know, nice to know you for this little bit of time or whatever. But as I said, when you're going on dates, the conversation should be up here for a long time. It should never even be below the belt, which is why, you know, I understand why the Sisters in the Nation, MGT, I understand why they put clothes on, which is why I started to dress with more clothes. Because as Farrakhan said, he says, when y'all, you know, women, y'all very beautiful and you got everything hanging out. He said it's hard for a man to concentrate. So you sitting at the table with a man or whatever, y'all talking, you got all your girls spilled all up on the table, and you know, you cross your legs, your thighs, all that. Yeah, it's hard.
By the way, Demetria, your hands are showing. Don't make me call you dad. Your hands are showing.
Donovan always makes a joke because I'll be all buttoned up. Talk about your hands are showing. But yeah, so I'm just speaking from, you know, for the ladies, you go out on a date, don't go out on a date with all your business showing. If you want to have the man and y'all have a conversation above the neck, then go dress that way. I mean, a man, he gonna be able to see through a burlap sack. You know, he gonna use his imagination. But you know, when you dress all, as my grandma say, you use meat to catch a man, you gonna wind up with a dog. You know, because that's what you showed him. You didn't show him that you smart and you have a good conversation for him. All you showed him is your lady parts. He ain't never even supposed to see that until he your man. But as a woman, sometimes we give the man everything all up front. And in his mind, it's like, okay, when? Not if, when? Because 9 times out of 10, she showed up like that. Oh, yeah, all I got to do is let her order some lobster and steak, and it's only cracking. You know, so, you know, some of that is on us as well.
You know, and I'm just going to say this, ladies. I know, you know, everybody's always coming down on the women. A society can only go as far as its women will rise. So if you guys are down here in the streets and the gutters and the sugar shacks and all that other stuff, where's the community going to be? Right there with you guys. That's why so much emphasis is put on it. And I know it's hard out there. Relationships don't work out. All I'm saying is do the best you can. Do the best you can. You know, and be real. If you've got sons, put expectations on your sons. Stop loving the boys and teaching the girls. Start putting expectations on these boys. You will be great. You will be doing this. Why are you naming your sons Malik, Malcolm, all these great names, and they don't live up to them? Do the best you can. And I know you might not like that guy, but think of the children first, not yourself, the children.
Yeah, and Oracle, you saying they don't even date anymore. It's booty calls, pings, and texts. Yeah, and you know, as women and men, somebody only wants to do that. Oh, I'm just trying to go get me something to eat. Well, have to drive yourself through the drive-through. You don't need me to do that. You know, we just start setting expectations. I'm sorry, I'm just not the girl for you. If that's all you want to do, I don't want to do that with you. I don't even know if I want to do that with you. We ain't even had no real conversation. You know, so we really need to, like you said, start saying no. It's all right to say no. I'm not interested. Thank you. You know, but a lot of times women think they're going to run off a good man if they don't say everything, you know, that sounds good to him. If he's a good man, you're not going to be able to run him off. He's going to respect your boundaries. He's going to say, you know what? In fact, if he's a good man, he's not even going to lead off with no mess like, well, you know, when we gonna get in the bed and oh, you should always look at that. He ain't gonna do all of that. He knows better. A good man knows better. I'm not saying he ain't thinking that, but he gonna keep those thoughts to himself. So let's see here. Oops. Wilbur says a double-edged sword. We either have the kids when we are young and dumb, or we wait and give up the years that we finally find ourselves. That may be a flaw in our existence. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think I would have preferred to have my child younger than older. Can be imagine being 52 years old with a small child. I don't know. I'd be an alcoholic or something. But yeah, I guess, but it's nice if you can fall in love once and stay that way, but for some people, it just doesn't happen that way. You got to fall in love a couple of times, which might cause you to be an alcoholic after a while. But I get what you're saying. Let's see here. Yeah, logical thing. It says, I thought men were supposed to lead. Though, why is the status of the community on women? I'm confused. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and I answered that. The reason why the women are the moral leaders of the community. You guys are the ones that have the moral responsibility of setting the boundaries of morality. I mean, yeah, men will say, do this, do that. But if you're out there in your G-string walking around in the community and, you got your OnlyFans and you're busting it out and all this other stuff, the community follows. That's just how it's going to be. The women have a greater responsibility in keeping the community intact. Who was the one that mandated that you go to church on Sundays? It was always Big Mama. Everybody went to church on Sundays because that was her moral authority to make sure that the kids were raised in whatever religion they were.
Moni says, well, I know this is a real touchy subject for you, Demetria. Knowledge, power. My mom instilled in me to never bring home illegitimate child. That's a no-no in my family, so we never did it. It's okay. And if it was a touchy subject with me, sister, I wouldn't be talking about it. Ain't too much stuff that's touchy with me. Trust me. That's not a touchy subject because in this Bible that you claim you read, it also says that the older women are supposed to instruct the younger women, teach them wisdom, right? Impart wisdom upon them. So as an older woman, that's what I do. It also says that you should use the trials and the tribulations as and testimonies as bones in a bag. So that way, when you need to remind yourself of something, or you need to teach somebody, you reach in that bag and you pull out a bone and say, hey, sister, this is what I went through. Now you could take it, as they say, as Farrakhan say, you could take it or leave it alone. But this is my testimony, and I feel like it will help you. Now, me sitting on here getting touchy about something I think will help a lot of other women, that's nonsensical. So I see what you did there. I see you trying to, shame me for having a child out of wedlock or whatever the case. One thing, sister, you can never do is shame me. Trust me. There's a lot of things that I could be ashamed of, but that ain't one of them. And the other thing too is, as far as it being a touchy subject, I don't never regret my daughter. Never, not one time do I regret having my daughter. See, the other thing too is about you Christians, because you profess to be one, is y'all sit up on high and try to judge everybody else. I said try, because you can never judge me. You ain't never gonna have no gavel or robe or a gavel in your hand or wear no robe about my life. But that's a lot of things that y'all try to do. Y'all try to sit up there and act like you're perfect. Now, whether TD Jakes is or what they're saying he is or not, there's a lot of pastors who are in TD Jakes' shoes, running around acting holier than thou, telling everybody else what to do, and they bending it over like Beckham. So, Moni, again, why you trying to make me feel shame? What do you do in your life? What do you do in your life that you wouldn't want us to know about? Didn't you one time, and I'm not outing you, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't you one time say you was an exotic dancer? Did your mama teach you to be an exotic dancer? Is that anywhere in the Bible for you to be, swirling your hips around, for men you ain't married to? I'm just asking. So anyway, we about to get on out of here. But yeah, no, Moni, I could never. I'd never be shamed about nothing like that. Never, not one time. Okay, so let's see here. Let me skip on down. Oh Lord. My daughter talking about not you trying to shame my mama about having me on my birthday. Nah.
We want to thank you for coming to the Dimitri K Show. We'll see you guys again next week. No, go ahead.
Time to go. No, it said the color purple. Time to go. Let's see here. What did you say? Somebody said just asking. Norris, you say when I was younger, I didn't have as much wisdom and understanding. I was reckless, lucky not to have kids. Then Demetria and Donovan are teaching the young. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. I see. That's one thing I hate about the internet too. Oh, I'm perfect. I've never. Nah, that's one thing I love about this show is because I can be honest with y'all. Because it's therapeutic for me, to tell y'all the stuff that I've been through. Now, of course, I don't have a seasoned life like a lot of people do. I do got some stories. But yeah, I was out there, thought I knew everything. My daughter's father is like, oh, word, I'm pregnant. Me? Not me. And the rest is history, but would I do it all over again? Yeah, I would, So.
And I'm just going to co-sign on what you're saying. Again, I'm not perfect either. Like I said, I was a victim of the child support system. I went through the system, relationships not working out and all that other stuff. And I know to women, it sounds like I'm bitter, but I'm really not. I went through it. It was unfair to me, in my opinion. But guess what? I got through it. I did what I was supposed to do. But being a younger person, I did not know what was, happening. Because you got to remember, for me, I lived overseas. So coming to the United States, this was something new. So it's not an excuse. But the point is, we know that there's a better way to do it. And if I can save young men and their moms from having to go through a system unnecessarily, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to tell you, taking those boys down to that child support system for a day will change their lives. Trust me.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, yes, Oracle, it's always all love. Always all love. But so anyway, y'all, we're going to get out of here. I know Donovan's got a hot piece of chicken he's trying to eat somewhere. And I've been running around all day long. All day. Amoni said, Demetri and Donovan, look at the sexy red Sukihana. This is not a good image display. This is what they're trying to tear down, the beautiful Black women to be nothing but baby mamas. No man at home. Well, I mean, sexy red Sukihana ain't gonna have no more influence over you. If sexy red and sexy Sukihana is more influential over your child than you, it ain't their fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. That I mean, I get it, especially nowadays with the internet, it's kind of hard to keep your children away from that kind of stuff, but do your best. Your child don't need to have all these apps. Keep them off of them.
8-year-old don't need a phone. What does 8-year-old need a phone for?
Right. Because they're keeping up with, with everybody else, but nobody should be more influential over your child than you. If they are, you need to have a sit down with yourself and say, why? Why is sexy red telling my daughter to be a 304 and I'm not telling her to be an upstanding woman? Why is she listening to sexy red?
Right. 5-year-olds, the story of the teacher that's crying and stuff. 5-year-olds in kindergarten, in first, second grade, talking about Pound Town. Come on now. I mean, obviously, that's the parents. That ain't the teacher. They're not learning it at school. They're learning it somewhere.
They learn it at home. They're watching their mamas and them, Pound Town and all that other. As I said, Sexy Red is an industry assassin. She's not an industry plant. She's here to assassinate the minds and the characters and everything of your young daughter. That's her job.
The image of Black women, exactly.
Yep. I would never, I feel sorry for Sexy Red because she's being used. If one day she'll regret that. I mean, you can only stick your tongue out and for, whatever you're doing for so many times before it gets old. So, I mean, I feel sorry for her because she'll get to that point and, like I said, when you start there, are you going to be able to one day get on the internet and say, let's talk about world affairs? Nobody going to take you serious? They not. Arturo, how you doing? It says, Black people need to wake up. We are under attack. We've been that way, right? And Satra, how you doing? It says, I like the old movie 1985 best color purple. Absolutely. So anyway, love and appreciate y'all dearly. What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
She feel bad.
Huh?
She just said just made me feel terrible.
You old.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she said, the old movie. These young people they just have no love for us elders. Just now.
You were triple OG. Admit it. Okay. And I'm mad at you behind that picture behind you too. Look at his face.
Before we go, I want you guys to remember this right here would be Demetra's sister. Demetra.
I'll swear for God. When I see you, I'm gonna kidnap one of your cats. That's how bad I want to hurt you, okay? One of your cats gonna come up missing, like Fatal Attraction. Oh, Donovan, before I leave, I put something on the stove for you. Kim, how you doing? Thank you so much. So anyway, love and appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow, Wealth Wednesdays with Walter. Is he gonna be here? I don't know, but I will be here. In the meantime, y'all have a great evening. Peace. Thank you, Kim. I love and appreciate you for that.